Hello everybody! And welcome to the Coastal Conclave. I am your... Is that an echo I hear?
It's great though.
So, I just realised that my sound on that is up, so I can hear myself speaking. That's not annoying at all. And I think we're actually probably okay on framage, so I managed to completely eyeball that, so thank you for your patience. And welcome to a very special one-shot, the Minions of Evil. So our cast are going to flip the script a little bit. We're going to play monsters today. Everybody's got a monster stat block, so there's not a player character sheet to be seen here. Or is it? No? Okay, good. Oh. Yeah.
We knew that was not going to work for me any other way.
I texted mine to Kara.
So yes, Minions of Evil, and I'm going to be your DM. You know me as Andy, aka Lilith from the Chronicles of Amar. We have Richard, we've got Mike, we've got Katie, we've got Mitch, and we've got two special guests tonight. We have Erin, who has played with me for 3 odd years in the Undead group, and we've got joining us Nats, who is the brother painter.
Who we apparently found at a bus stop in Narara. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's now.
We needed a 6. You know, that's what we're willing to do.
Please help this one.
Why are you blinking in Morse code?
Trying not to, it's like that meme that's going around. You blinking at me in Morse code type thing. So we're just gonna jump. We're just gonna jump straight in. I'm just going to put the music back off whatever that is and put it on some dark, brooding stuff.
Wrong thing.
Not that
It's
dark.
not
Not that.
Too
Not
dark,
that
too dark. Papa Roach on repeat, that's all I ask for.
So, we begin deep in the forsaken marshlands of the northern reaches of essentially some generic fantasy world. We don't know what it's called. Here lies the tower of the Dark Lord Ragnarak. Yes, Ragnarak the Desolate. He is a mighty dragonborn warrior mage who commands a host called the Epitaph of Evil. The tower is enormous, an obsidian structure that reaches miles high into the storming sky. These storms blanket the marshlands of this northern area, and this is basically the home base for all his dark designs of world domination. We begin deep in the bowels of this mighty black fortress. Through hurrying halls of arcane power and malevolence, through the varied locations and vibrant dark hallways that make up this vile place, we come down into the depths of the prison ward. Our group of minions have been summoned by the Dark Lord himself, deep down into this ward of the fortress. In these hallways, you encounter a stifling atmosphere, heavy with the stench of damp stone and the chilling draft of underground chambers. Sparse torchlights cast elongated shadows across iron bars that confine grim, forgotten souls. Cold, unforgiving cells line the narrow corridor, each one harboring its own tales of despair. And rusting chains and shackles dangle ominously from the walls, while the air is filled with eerie echoes of whispered pleas and mournful cries. Trails of blood, of dragged bodies, weave a tapestry of movement on the ground of these hallways. As each of you arrive at the jailer's station, we are going to go around and get everybody to describe their characters.
Ooh.
And I'm going to start with Richard.
So looking at my character, Slobby,
Yeah.
you'll see, and that's it, DM's out, done.
Straight up.
Slobby, you'll see a small, thin, humanoid, dirty, He's kind of has like a small kind of like loincloth. His feet and hands end in long fingernail like claws. His hair is kind of disheveled. His skin is kind of like popped. He is a measle, which is a creature tainted by the Shadowfell. And he seems to have a long bit of cord which he is like nervously wrapping around his hand and unwrapping as he kind of stands there looking a bit uncomfortable from the company he's probably keeping at the moment.
Mike.
So tonight, I am playing the Beholder wannabe, spectator, Iced Vovo. And she is a beautiful spectator. For those of you who don't know what a spectator is, when you see Iced Vovo float in to the cell block, you would see a big floating lump of flesh with a giant raspberry coloured eye in the centre, big fanged maw, and 4 tentacle like eye stalks coming off the sides, like kind of like arms, but each ending with another raspberry eyeball. The flesh of Iced Vovo, as you might expect, is like pink flecked with coconut white. And her eyes twitch ominously, each one of the eye stalks pointing at different people that you can see nearby, or different minions. That's Iced Vovo, the spectator. But I'm a beholder.
Yeah, totally.
Aaron, what are you playing?
So I'm playing a gargoyle tonight. He's pretty aged. He has dark gray skin, big build.
I'm thinking the gargoyle out of Gargoyles.
Yes.
Is the anime show.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
pretty
everyone's
much.
like, yes.
Yes.
What's his name?
That one.
His name is Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Hell yeah.
And
He's a gargoyle.
yeah, he's fairly aged for a gargoyle, been around for a while.
Yeah, nice.
That's Obsidian.
People like come up to the where he's like perched on like the cathedral and goes, why would they make them look old? Katie, what have you got?
Floop is a barrel. Whoop. And for those of you that don't know what a barrel is, just imagine lots of wooden planks in a circle with a few like iron things bolting it together. That's barrel. You're
I have
welcome.
been wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also, it is actually hollow, so it can store things.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what a
that's a
twist.
secret superpower. Yeah. So Floop is a barrel.
Does it have any labels? What does it hold?
Oh,
What did it hold?
it's one of life's great mysteries. All of the labels, unfortunately.
Type of wood?
Too
Old.
Yeah. Mahogany.
I'm sure at some point it looked very expensive, but now it just looks like cheap pine. No, oak. We know it's made of oak, alright?
Premium.
Premium
That's a
oak.
good, that's a good wood.
Premium XL oak. Yeah.
Awesome. Premium XL oak wood pine barrel named Floop.
Yeah, FWOOP.
Exactly like how I thought.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm going to say food there it is so many times.
Do you know what I was doing? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot the name I made up. Anyway, Whoop it is.
Love it.
Thank you.
Fish.
Okay, it's hard to see me at first until your eyes adjust. I am Sir Kubus. I am, for all intents and purposes, a giant blob that is perfectly cubed. One thing that separates me from most of my cubed brethren is that I made the mistake one time of absorbing an enchanted skull, which was essentially a phylactery of a lich, which now speaks through me, and the conscious has been trapped inside for many, many years. I've now accepted my role as totally not the janitor of this place. I'm a cube with a little skull that just pokes out ever so slightly.
I'd watch that show.
Yeah.
That's like the,
Had
love
grand
that.
designs of being a lich, got trapped into the atmosphere.
it's like the new Perfect Strangers. Like you've got Balky
Don't know that one.
in Benedict. That's for the Perfect Strangers fans out there. That's a deep cut.
Yep. And last but not least, Nat.
So in the corner sits a small sort of draconic figure, hunched over, sitting with the nervous energy of a 5-year-old that's being told to touch absolutely nothing but wants to touch absolutely everything and then some. So, little stitched together patchwork hoods, from what you can see, probably like a little tunic underneath, about the same level of care given to it. This is Egg.
Egg?
Egg. So Egg is a little kobold. Entirely unprepared for being shipped over here in a crate because no one else wanted to do the job. But entirely okay with being here because this is exciting.
But the barrel didn't trigger you.
No, see, it wasn't square. It's okay. This
I imagine if we morphed together, that'd be just like your worst nightmare.
Floating barrel.
I see a theme with all these names.
Love it. So we've got Slobby, we've got Iced Vovo, we've got Obsidian, Fruit, Whoop,
Thank you.
Circubus, and Egg. If that's not the minions of evil sounding group of sort of like creatures, yeah.
The chill is running down my
Yeah,
spine.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
So Kuba.
Every DM has had to name like a creature on the fly. Oh, I don't know his name.
I'm
Do it.
impressed there's no goblin. So
Well, the Slobby is kind of the same motif,
Oh yeah, it is.
along with the other 3 of their brethren. These 3 know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
Okay. Well, so your group is currently, they've been basically told to report to the jailer's antechamber. And in this sort of circular stone dungeon room, a couple of lights, flickering torches on sconces, giving very little dim light. 2 entries, one portcullis sort of like closed, and the other one is the one where you come down some stairs from the rest of the fortress itself.
Andy, can I assume that being summoned to the jailers is essentially like being summoned to the HR department?
Principal's office.
Yes, but no. Like, in normal times, you guys are nervous, you're like, why? But you know that the command came from the Dark Lord himself, as if he wanted to see you or wanted you to do something.
Oh no. Oh no.
How bad would we
Slobby's getting demoted.
No, not really.
I just know it. I just put a lease on that boat as well.
It's okay, Slobby. One of my eyeballs fixated right here on your face. It just blinks.
Nah, you
You
don't
feel like a bit splash of moisture as the
You don't understand. I can't be fired. I can't be fired. I need this job.
I suspect you'll be just fine. He has a special place in his heart for you, the Dark Lord.
No, I mean it's nice of you to say, Ice, but seriously. Oh.
What you did in the throne room? Majestic.
Well, you know, like there was an unspoken thing. He wanted me to do it.
Exactly.
And in your voice, you hear my telepathic voice come and go,
Darling, you have everything you need right here.
That is horrifying.
It always come on you, Isis. You know, we're
at
friends.
the touch, my skin kind of, I just kind of like hover up and down the spot.
Yep.
My tendrils twitch.
I bet.
Ooh.
Fruit continues to barrel.
You continue to be a barrel.
Correct.
How does fruit move around? Does something need to go pick
Don't ask questions, don't answer.
Rolling.
Or it just like suddenly just goes boom. It sounds wrong.
Like everyone's just gonna like go somewhere new and they're gonna turn around
And
and
it's
the
just
barrel's
gonna
gonna be in the corner and they're gonna be like, is that a new barrel? And
Like
everyone's
waving
like,
angels kind of.
yeah, it's like
SCP.
Oh my
Just
god, yes.
Slightly less horrifying.
For now. But yeah, it's like you blink, it moves.
Classic food.
Yeah.
So as we enter here, we've had the idea that it's a HR department. Is it more like a lobby? You know, where there's like, or like a, what do you call it when you go up to, there's a like a booth on the way and there's some, you know, like a
Oh, the
guard there
admin
or
desk.
something. Yeah,
Concierge
exactly.
office.
Reception?
Yeah, it's not quite a hotel, but you know, like, yeah, it's, what do you call it? Like,
Reception.
prison reception. Is it called reception?
A concierge.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is actually just called the front desk.
The front desk.
Yeah.
Okay, put it in chat, people. What is it? Is it the front desk? I don't know. I'm just want to be.
As
involved.
someone who has frequented
Such
police
a-
stations semi-regularly, it's normally just the front desk. Normally you can't actually get past that area.
These, because I don't
think they're on the right settings. No, that's correct.
Yeah, good luck.
I went in there, like, we just had a bad life choices event at uni, and we were dressed in, like, prisoner costumes, and two of our friends actually got arrested. And then we had to try and
Made it
get,
easy that night.
right? But, like,
It's all worthwhile now.
yeah, I had a wonderful evening prior to this, and then walked in and I was like, first things first, not a real prisoner, and the guy at the desk was just like, shut up. I was like, alright, well, we need to get our friends. What do we need to do? And he was like, nothing, you just need to wait. And I was like, oh, that's not in my skill set. So, wouldn't rate it. Wasn't the most fun I've ever had.
But up till that point.
Shout out to Arndale Police Station.
So apologies, just moving some gear around with my audio-visual person on the call, trying to be like, maybe just like don't have them right next to each other. Yeah, basically the antechamber is like an entry point into like the deeper sort of like prison complex.
And is the jailer there?
Not at the moment, no. So you have a few moments to obviously take stock of the others that seem to have been summoned here before anything may or may not move.
I immediately go look in the barrel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This barrel has appeared.
Ed, you give me a leg up, and then I'll give you a leg up, and we'll look in the barrel. We'll take turns looking in the barrel.
Ed will just try, but Ed is about kind of thigh height anyway. So you get like arms up, and that's about it.
Yeah. We're just like we're like the 2 out of 3 kids in a trench coat. Like,
Yeah.
Sloppy's not a big guy either.
Yeah.
Barrel's huge.
What's in the barrel?
You know?
But we're looking in it. Is there a lid on it?
The holes on the bottom.
Does the barrel
upside down?
does the barrel speak common or speak telepathically?
Whatever I decide.
Egg, I can't see in it. It's all wood on the top.
Wait. We sit on the barrel. Then up.
Alright, you put me up, I'll pull you up. We do that.
Cool. Swoop just waits until they're on there and then just magically kind of loses balance a little bit until they fall off and then just stands back steady. It's like a real slow, like, imminent doom kind of
Don't
lean.
realise it's moving.
No, like you know when you're like, oh my god! And
I'm
it's
assuming
like,
there's some sort of dexterity save, right?
This is Jonathan.
I stay on it. I'm gonna ride this.
In that case, you do a dexterity.
Yeah.
No, this thing is moving. I'm
It's a
out.
5.
You eventually fall.
I fall onto Egg.
Swoop wins again!
Swoop is gonna be the best character in this one.
Hey, you just get this tiny little pitiful squeak of help.
Oh, Ed, watch out!
Where the barrel, like when food like rebalances, it just like slightly squeaks against the concrete. It sounds kind of mocking. Yeah, but it's like Nelson's
Sentient barrel.
Yeah.
So as Slobby and Ed fall off the barrel, there's a clicking and sort of a grinding sound as chains start to sort of like rotate around some mechanism behind the portalist door, and you watch as it starts to raise up. Once it gets into sort of full height, you notice that it's kind of dark down that way, but then you realize that it's just some sort of creature that's taking up the whole space. As a hulking, massive 10-foot mound of flesh comes out into the antechamber. It is filled with boils and pimples, pus perforating out of a couple of them. It's similar in size to an ogre, except it has this enormous, like it's basically got no chin, it just ends up being face, and there's more that just goes straight across the front there, with these two little black, basically marble-sized beady eyes. Wrapped around this enormous, thick arm is a hooked chain that you believe is some sort of weapon. The other arm, though, is atrophied. It's a tiny arm that's kind of shriveled up and almost human-sized. And it looks like he's comically lopsided, like he's down on this sort of hunch with this arm and sort of comes through, sort of shuffling along. Its ribcage, though, is completely open. The torso you can see straight into, but the ribs, the bones themselves create what looks to be a prison cage in its torso. There is a gleam of sweat film over his flesh, and he smells of putrid sweat. Around his neck is chained a chunk of wood, and scrawled on it is Jailer Shrax.
Alright, Shrax, how's the wife? Yeah. No, I get it. Mate.
Master wants to see you.
Alright, see you, mate. Still up for lunch?
Just like walks down the hallway,
Alright,
kind of expectantly for you to follow.
Oh no, he's going in front of us. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, sure. Wait up, mate.
Imagine the cloud behind him.
So I'll follow behind and I'll strike up a conversation with Slobby, and I'll use my actual voice instead of my telepathic one.
Where's the master been keeping that beautiful hunk of flesh all of this time?
Oh, sure.
I thought I knew every inch of this jail.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one. Oh, he's pretty popular with the girls, so I can put in a good word for you.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna start to Shrek and start.
I mean, the arm of his so dreamy.
Ooh, alright. Let's don't worry, we'll get this going.
Like Trax barely fits in the hallway, so you can't see around him, but he's going on his side.
You can see through the roof, surely. It's like a window.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Little feel convenient.
Little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the blinds are open.
Like a reverse Teletubby.
Yeah.
A reverse Teletubby.
Hello, my friend. That's what TV.
How after Andy said all that stuff, that's the most terrifying thing I ever heard.
That would be a cool thing.
Yeah.
A reverse Teletubby.
Can I change my barrel to a Teletubby?
No, that's what's in the barrel.
So I'll
Jack in the box at the end. It was all along.
I was like laughing about it so much. I was like, you know that scene from Seven where he's like, "What's in the box?" That's all I want. Luke does nothing the entire campaign until the very end.
So as I float along behind Slobby, my eye stalk tentacles are going wild. I'm taking in everything, and I notice a gargoyle who looks unfamiliar to Iced Bobo. And telepathically, I speak to you as you were moving down the hallway. What are you doing around here, darling?
Been here for years,
How many years?
centuries.
Oh, you're really old. You don't look old.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It was man's one.
Okay.
And you know, I float closer, noticing the discomfort in the gargoyle, who otherwise looks quite stoic.
Yeah, like yeah, Obsidian's kind of just side-eyeing at Bobo right now.
Which is very hard to do because my eye stalks are now like sort of I've got multiple angles as we're walking down. And so my one eye's going down here, but all four of these are like.
There might be a reason you don't see me around.
Am I making you uncomfortable? Is this easier?
So at this point in time, you feel the back of you starting to get a little bit moist as I'm ever so slowly pushing my mass against you. You see a skull kind of emerge above you, like, personal space, friend. What are you doing?
Sister, gelatinous cue!
Yes, well, I'm trying to keep some level semblance of order here. Master has summoned us one at a time, orderly.
So I'm just curious, with the Gigantus cube and arms, how does that work?
No arms. Sorry. I'm going to do the rest of the session like this now.
I just want to know whether
So
maybe like a corner just kind of like tweaks a little bit.
Yeah.
Do I need to disappear and just reappear every time Fluke shows up in a new room?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, you guys have walked off, so
Yeah.
I need to go.
Yeah.
Come on, Master has summoned. Enough chit chat, let's go.
Just from behind, in the personal space comment, it's just like,
I'm actively trying to push everyone forward right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filling up the holes.
Yeah, 100%. You
I mean,
literally can't
so now everybody's got a fleshy mass, the jailer, in front of you, and then a big gelatinous cube sort of coming down behind, pushing everybody towards your destination.
I was just curious.
I know.
I'm putting up.
But only as fast as the jailer will go.
Oh, fair enough.
He's pretty slow.
Yeah, no,
Traxie, hurry up, Traxie.
the thirsty one, the thirsty pink one behind us, mate. No,
He actually does hurry up a little bit of that. So he leads you through almost labyrinthine sort of like dungeon of different prison cells and various offshoot hallways and stuff like that. Eventually, you arrive at a sort of like a room that's off the main sort of strip, and it's separate to everything else. It looks like it's a private prison. At the back, half of the room is basically cornered off by bars, and there's obviously a prison sort of section on the other side with chains and manacles and stuff like that. In the half that's on your side, just through the door, there's a round table in the middle with a couple of bowls and some scrap foods and things that have been like left over from probably the last shift, whatever it is. And standing with his back to you, black miasma dripping from spiked obsidian plate mail inlaid with arcane eldritch runes, is your lord, the Dark Lord Ragnarok, the Desolate.
The skull immediately bows.
what do I need to roll for grovel?
Performance. To see how good you grovel.
Oh, I do it really sarcastically. Oh my God, Lord, I am so sorry about what happened in the throne room. I ate some of the food that was left out from the last shift. Oh.
He hears the noise coming from behind him and just puts a hand up to silence you. And you notice that he's talking to somebody at the bars. There is an early 20s, blonde hair, chiseled jawline, male frat boy looking individual. He's basically got just an undershirt and breeches, no armor, no other gear, and some boots. And you can see Ragnarok is currently in converse with him as he looks at him and he just goes, "You're not getting out of here. Your time is done, hero." Or what is it? Hero of valor. Ah, don't make me laugh. Silence!
So being a wannabe beholder, it doesn't matter that he's the Dark Lord. Ice Vovo would naturally feel herself completely superior to every other creature in the room.
Mhm.
And so ignoring all sense of protocol, just floats over to the Dark Lord, starts draping her tentacle or eye stalks over him.
Master, you've been working out.
He doesn't react as the early 20s boy looking through just goes, "You vile beast, Ragnarok. Don't worry, I will smite you once I get out of you."
I move in between the Dark Lord and this.
You don't need this beautiful man. You have all of me, all you need.
There's suddenly like a hand that grabs one of the eye stalks as the Dark Lord grabs you and still holding gaze with the blonde-haired fellow tosses you towards a wall, and you go quite quickly and hit with a bit of a thud, so you take 1 point of damage.
Obsidian's trying to keep us cool, like, try not to laugh.
We're just kick back in the corner.
Yep.
Surprise!
You look around, there's a barrel in the corner that wasn't there before.
Or like when you all look look away to see the like swoosh down the wall. Moved in the other corner.
So at this point, you notice that the frat boy is not the only individual in the cell. There is 3 others. You notice there is a red-skinned tiefling with sort of leather armors, noting that she's maybe a roguish, thieving sort of type fellow. And there is a dwarven wizard. He's got wizardly robes, but doesn't currently have a staff or anything. Does have the pointy hat and stuff. And then sort of up against the back, arms crossed, is this absolutely massive Goliath woman with sort of obsidian jet black hair and darker features, with the sort of the tattoos of the different sort of tribes that she venerates embroidered all over her hide armor. And at this point, the frat boy is just like, "You're never going to get away with this, Ragnarok. Me and my heroes of valor are going to defeat you. We will get out of here and smite you like the villain that you are." Ragnarok just kind of like shakes his head. He's just like,
I swear, they must have some sort of playbook for this type of shit. They just recite the same thing. I'm going to smite you, evildoer. You're not smiting anything from in there. You're not getting out, you pathetic worm. Yeah, you pathetic worm. I'm the hype man.
yeah.
I feel like Ragnarok would just keep counting how many times
He's just like,
Frieza from BBC Abridged, how many times?
yeah, how many times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the 5th one this week.
Is everyone in the room looking at Ragnarok? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lit. Fuchs in the cell behind them.
They're all one of the Goliath is just like there for a second, and then looks down and just goes, sees the barrel, and it's just like, wait a second, what?
Wait, while you're in there, can you just see what's in that barrel for me?
Looks over at you and just shuffles away from the barrel.
No, you need to get closer. Barrel.
Do a barrel roll.
Ragnarok turns, he sees the jailer who sort of gives him a bow, looks at your procession and just goes,
I have to go out tonight. I've got business. You've been summoned here to keep guard and watch on these heroes of valor. I want to see them still in this cell, alive, in the morning when I return. Otherwise, the torture chambers are going to have a field day. But Master, what about just a wizard though? Not a single one dead.
What about a little nibble? Master!
And I really lay it on thick. It's really like, it's not a real fun.
he kind of like snaps at you, serrated dragon teeth, and just goes,
Do not touch them.
I promise I will not
And if you could imagine doing this,
Yeah.
touch them!
They blink. Always no touching.
This is your task. Consider it a worthy one. This here is Gunnar Heimhelder, son of the great Master Heimhelder, the one who defeated me centuries ago.
and he kind of like looks back at the person and goes, and I will defeat you just like my father did. He's just like,
That does not fall far from the tree with this one. It's exactly what his father used to say to me.
Before I killed him.
So telepathically, I'll speak to, who was it?
Connor.
Connor.
Is that frat
and
boy?
ask in his mind, and how would you do that, darling?
He's just like,
How would
no,
how
not
would you,
into my brain.
how
I
would you-
cannot allow this to be. No, I must be stalwart. I mustn't let these voices inside.
Oh, don't be like that, darling.
See, he's always like this.
And then Ragnarok starts storming out. Like, just completely over his thing. And then he's just like, Connor is just constantly like, no, fiend, you will not tempt me.
Oh, it's making me think dirty thoughts.
It definitely isn't.
I mean, there's so much flesh over here.
No, quiet, you. Quiet. No more talking inside my head, thank you.
So mentally, I cross him off my list of people to try to manipulate.
So as he like turns around, you can see the tiefling is just sort of like lying on the ground. Her foot sort of like draped over one of the other legs, just like kicking up as she's like bouncing on her back. And she just sits there and just goes, "Give it a rest, Connor. He doesn't give a shit. We're nobody to him." He's like, "Siren, you must understand, it is my destiny to defeat him. And I will. Mark my words. We will get out of this. I have a plan."
And I suppose starts floating around the room, just laughing at this. They have a plan, they say.
He like comes up to the boss. He's just like, "Yes, fiend, I do, and it's a very good plan."
I completely ignore this creature that is just completely beneath
You
me.
just hear a sigh.
I think more of the barrel in the corner.
What do these creatures think they would do, eh?
Don't talk shit.
Talk about it.
Did I hear something? But I don't speak barrel.
I
don't know.
You just hear a few squeaks.
Is he close enough to the bars that I can kind of walk up and kind of just tug on his like
Yeah.
leg or something?
Yeah, he's just got like an overall type thing.
Yeah, no, it's Mister.
Oh, what are you, foul beast?
I'm Egg.
Oh, kobolds, you will not tempt me either. I will get out and kill you and your ilk, you foul creatures.
No. Just what plan?
None of your concern.
It was a good plan.
Yes, it's a very good
It's a
plan.
good plan.
It can't be that good a plan.
I like stories.
No, I'm not. No. See, I see what you're doing, and he just walks away. The tiefling's just like, "Oh my god."
So all he hears in his head is just like, it's like a whisper, but it doesn't have any kind of voice to it. That makes sense. Like you just can maybe visualize the words.
Mm.
And it just says like, "Tell them." And then there's a pause, and then it goes, "Or," and then you know the intro to Drop Like a Top. Where it's that really long like snoo. Now I don't know if you've ever seen the one where that's never ending, but just imagine that but with whoop.
Yeah,
And that's all just going on in his
going on in his head.
Truly.
So,
That is
let's do a wisdom save.
amazing.
Thank you.
He's okay at the moment, but you can definitely see he's doing like this, and he's just like,
It will continue to
vile
get
creatures
higher.
continue to try and assault my mind.
Yeah.
I must meditate. I must get my zen. And he goes into a meditative stance. He's a human, but
What? It's still playing in his head.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not doing.
no, I know.
Cool.
Egg, I reckon you always had him there. A couple more questions from you, and I think we'll get this nothing
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I think he could tell a story.
Yeah, probably a pretty good story.
Mister.
I'm not talking to you.
But Mister.
Are we there yet? Are we
I'm
there yet?
not talking. There's something else yelling in my mind. Need to call the thoughts.
Don't worry, Egg.
Sweaty.
Don't worry, Egg. This guy's just scared of telling a story. Scared human. Too scared to just open his mouth and tell us what he's thinking.
It's like, I'm like,
There's now like a second track going on, but the pitch has been adjusted so that it's like
Slightly
dissonant.
dissonant.
Yeah. So now there's two going on.
It's like a -7th, just kind
So
of.
the jailer at this point sort of walks up and goes, "Master said don't hurt or kill. Jailer, go and check on other things. Come back soon." And
Ice, now's your chance. Now's your chance, mate.
yep. How many disgusting adventurer wannabe heroes are there?
there is 4 of them in the cell.
There are 4 of them in the cell. Well, I would like to. Where's my D4?
I'm sorry, Shrek. She said she was into you, mate. I'm really embarrassed now.
Who was the 4th one that you mentioned? There was
Probably the barbarian.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
the
about the
Goliath.
dwarf wizard, tiefling rogue,
The Goliath.
the
Yeah.
Goliath, and
I
then
want
there's
to-
the paladin.
I come over and with my eye stalks cast Fear Ray
Mm-hmm.
on the
What's the
barbarian.
DC of that?
It is 12.
And what's the check?
Actually doesn't. Wisdom.
Wisdom, excellent. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as the spell reflects off the arcane walls. So you watch a ray shoot out and it goes.
It just dies.
Excellent. You're now afraid of yourself.
I want you to see yourself too.
I go quiet and just sort of stop hovering, collapse to the ground, and my tendrils sort of wrap around myself, and I just start shaking.
Oh, she's shy.
So you would have seen sort of like magical energy shoot out from an eye stalk, and as it gets to the cell prison doors, these subtle runes flare up, and the magical energy is bounced back, hits Ice Fogo, washes over, and then there's sort of like a gleam that goes over the eyes before suddenly starts shivering and then starts sinking down and curling into a ball. The jailer at that point sort of like right at the door turns around and goes,
Cell is warded. No touchy touch.
and then opens the door and exits and leaves.
I hear none of that because I am currently completely terrified.
So like little pitter patter of feet running towards you as your eyes are closed. She's like, it's okay. It's
As you go to hug me, one of my eye stalks lashes out and tries to like smack you away.
I will do my best to try and dodge it because it's okay. You're not yourself right now.
So do an ice stalk attack.
Yeah.
And I'll get you can actually do it.
Yeah.
Should I just do that as a like a D4 or something like that? Because I don't have an eye stalk. I've got a bite.
Close enough.
It's a bludgeon sort of style thing.
1d4.
Do I need to roll to hit?
Roll it. Yeah. Well, you'll set what her DC is going to be by doing the attack roll.
Okay. Yep. So 14 minus strength because it's a physical attack. So
Yep.
13.
13. Okay. 13 dex save.
14 plus 3. So
Watch egg duck under the attack.
And it's not it comes straight back.
yeah, just like 5-year-old bear hug. It's okay. It doesn't matter. He could not tell story. You're still good.
Dungeon Master, could I get advantage on my next saving throw? Because of the cuddles?
I will allow it.
Still have to wait a minute.
So after a minute, you can make a check.
Sounds an awful lot like inspiration.
I'll have to start recording the pre-stream. Do you want me to roll now? I'll roll.
Yeah, you can roll now. I mean, a minute goes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So after a while, you settle down, the anxiety attack's gone, and Egg is hugging you, and you're back to normal.
Gentle pat.
Dan, how many other cells are in this block?
Just in this room, it's just the one, but if you go out, there's probably another like 16 or so, or 8 on each room.
I don't understand. What did you do to be here, Gargoyle?
Been guarding the place for years.
And then you got this shit assignment. Why? Did you do something wrong? Like sloppy over here?
You said I didn't do anything wrong.
You knew what I meant?
No, man, do sloppy.
You followed an order or you didn't follow an order?
No, this mission is the order.
The eye stalks blink in confusion. And in your mind you hear,
Explain yourself more, darling. I don't understand what you're saying.
I've never seen a gargoyle go,
This one's been around for a while, so he's seen some shit. I've been.
I see now. You have trouble speaking when the master wants something from you. Yes. It makes sense.
this is punishment, and my eye stalks look around the world.
What have you all done to earn the Dark Lord's disfavor? I have done nothing wrong.
You did put me up to that
I'm
thing
sure
in
you've
the.
done plenty wrong.
You did put me up to that thing in the throne room.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
In your mind, you hear, shh, darling.
What's the cube and I guess the barrel's still yelling in
Barrel.
it.
And then I don't know if you're trash. You know that like voice modulator that goes like. He's doing that one now too.
He's just like,
Yeah, he can't be that strong. He clearly does not have the equipment.
Another question with the cell. How wide is the cell opening?
the door
Yeah.
to it, and it's only like a normal sized door, so 5-6 feet tall and 7 feet.
And bars, right?
Yeah, bars.
Cool.
Yeah.
So during this conversation, so Kubis is going to answer with, I haven't done anything wrong. I've always executed my duties here to the utmost of my abilities. For instance, we have been charged with keeping these prisoners here, yes? So, I will use my wonderful, wonderful cube formation to block and barricade a little bit further. So if they even try to touch the bars, they'll be touching me instead. And it's at this time I'm going to kind of meld through the bars ever so slightly, like a good 10 centimeters.
Yep.
Just and kind
It
of.
gets a little fuzzy, like you know that a water might trigger off if you try and pass all the way through, but because you're just on that precipice, you kind of just hold it.
Just in a sweet spot,
Yeah.
just so they can't physically touch the bars. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of chill in a cube in front of them. You guys can still see through perfectly, but the sound might be slightly muffled. Yeah.
They're cling wrapped for
A
freshness.
little bit, yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it, yeah.
That's your nice, good little cube. I just serve the master all the time.
Thank you.
Such a good cube.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
The best cube.
Yes.
So demeaning.
I'd stroke you, but it stings.
Yes, don't touch me.
And Egg, what did you get up to with Sloppy this time? And don't tell me it was me, because it wasn't me.
Egg has been told to touch with my eyes, not with my hands.
I also have this problem. Just without the hands.
My eyes.
Touch with my
Please,
eyeballs.
please don't touch me with your eyes.
Oh, it's very sharp.
I'm putting that like gel, the like swag that people get to put in
Yeah.
their cars and it's like boom. Oh
I
god.
like binds to
It
whatever
makes
it
like a
touches.
boom sound as it like sucks up all the dust.
I just realised something. Pink eye is super contagious, isn't it?
Raspberry eyes.
Raspberry eyes.
Damn.
I love that Prince song.
So good.
While they were looking at the cube,
Mm.
Fuchs in the back corner. The track is still playing.
Yeah. So after probably he seems relatively strong-willed, but after about 10 minutes, he just started clutching his head and screaming, saying, "Make it stop! Make it stop! Make it stop!" And
New track just says, "Tell the story."
gets up and he's just like, "What story? What story do you want? What do you want?"
So all going, same, and it just goes to the plan.
He kind of like runs up and then obviously can't. You see like the opaque form through the cube. He's just like, I'll tell you there is no plan. I don't know what I'm doing. Ah!
When he's coming up, I'm going to just detach so there's a nice little crack now.
The track stops and it's just replaced with an endless picture of this. Yeah, like lights. Real like epilepsy warning.
I need to get some sleep.
Sirens start going off. Like,
Typical. The heroes don't have any plan. There is no hope at all for them.
At that point, like the tiefling is just sort of like, I'm going to bed, and like they all sort of get themselves comfortable, and it looks like they're just getting ready to like sit there and rest up.
I suspect a few of us will not allow that to happen.
yeah. I love the very momentary eye contact.
Just
Yeah,
one.
there's something about Swoop. They're all having weird kinky dreams about eyeballs.
Oh.
Just a little
So-
sick.
Yep.
I fix myself back to the cell.
I I'd like to raid the staff fridge and eat anybody's food.
That does raise a fair point. There is food there.
There's
What
scrap
is-
foods, couple bowls.
Yeah.
A lot of it's rotten, but it's it's probably as good of food as you've eaten around here.
Ooh, the rotten stuff's the good stuff. That's
Yeah,
all the flavour.
It's got the flavour in it. Yeah.
Obsidian is sort of perched up near a nearby wall, just leaning against it. He hasn't moved for a bit, so he looks like a statue.
Yeah, it looks like a statue. But you're in for a few hours. It is basically 8 hours before the Dark Lord would return, because it would be the next morning, and it is nighttime. So apart from torturing a couple of individuals, which is very much okay, as few of them have dreams about eyeballs and
Guys, all of them.
yeah.
Except for Connor, who just has this. Sirens.
In that period, I want to process of elimination, go through each one and start making suggestions about how, like, trying to find a hero where I can find a chink in the armor. Where basically I want to put a suggestion out there that if one of them, of the four, murders one of the other adventurers, that I know the location of secret treasure, because as a spectator for 101 years, I was tasked with guarding it underneath the prison, and I only recently came up from that and decided to hang around. And so I'm tempting them to murder one of their friends for treasure and their lives.
You keep on it.
I keep just planting that suggestion over and over again.
Their dreams like weirdly change somehow to just all murdering Connor. It's like wild.
That breaks in between.
Yeah, it's like commercial, but really detailed commercial.
End him.
Now,
No plan.
Remove his toes.
monsters need to sleep too, and you guys are over your limit. So some bodies are going to probably have to have shifts or keep watches, and the rest are going to have more nappies. How do you want to do this?
Obsidian's good all night.
I'm immediately going to nap whilst leaning against the sun.
Yep. That's
My little skeletal eyes just... Or not really, because it's...
Yeah.
Like the floating gems in the eyes just dim
The
Yeah.
gel just goes
Just the
through.
2 red standby lights on now. Every now and then it's just a fire alarm.
I don't stop moving. Once no one's watching, it's just like
You're like a pinball.
Constantly just in a different spot every single time.
Every time I look at it, they just stop.
someone's gonna wake up from their nap and it's just gonna be the barrel like precariously balanced.
Whoa, that is
Then they close
terrifying.
their eyes and they're like, what's the dream? Then they wake up and it's like back in the corner and they're just like,
Just like Arby's.
That's
That's
dream
seriously
that?
SCP material.
yeah.
I heard a weird stream of the barrels.
So who wants to go on first watch? Gargo?
Do I need to sleep?
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
barrel.
For the mechanics, yes.
Yeah.
Just play along, dude.
Well, you won't know what else.
The answer is yes.
I think barrels are not sleep too.
In this fantasy world, barrels sleep.
Yes. Barrels need the longest.
In this nondescript fantasy world, which we don't know about, all these barrels have to sleep.
I'll agree to sleep
Generic
at a
area.
time of my
Yeah, that's the one.
I would like to take the last watch.
I eventually take a watch through some process of elimination, but because I'm like so amazing, I just decide to fall asleep on my watch.
Nice. So, Gargo, your obsidian, your one goes pretty much fine. Like, they're still, they're tossing, turning, a couple of them wake up, have conversations, but nothing too crazy. Most of it's muffled, it's whispered.
Do they talk about the dreams at all?
I mean, you feel like that's what's happening. You see like gestures and stuff like going like this, and like making weird things. Yeah. Who wants to go next? You said you were next.
Yeah, I'll go next, assuming that everybody, all the other minions want to sleep, take their rest. So I'll take that, and because I am the awesome beholder that I am, I just shirk my duties, because if there's going to be danger, I just know about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm Iceberg.
So, Ice Virgo, your watch too goes without any issue.
Told you.
Who wants to go?
Well,
Who's doing Egg?
Egg would have been down for first nap, absolutely.
Yeah. First time is done.
Yeah, so I feel like this is around about the time, nap time over, you know.
Can Egg and Slobby have been in a food coma together?
Yes, absolutely. That table is now clean, including the bowls.
Yep.
As in, the bowls are just gone.
Yeah.
There are teeth marks in them, they're in the corner.
If they break, they're edible.
Yeah.
I've compulsively cleaned the plates already. Can't help myself. They're currently being slowly, like an acid wash.
Yep.
It's like a pizza oven. It goes in one side,
Yeah.
comes out clean.
100%, that's the exact process.
Egg.
By the way, I touch everything.
Yep. Oh, I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including the gelatinous cube.
Yes, briefly.
I just realised the pop cultural reference that Egg reminds me of, and it's the monkey from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, yes. That's exactly right. Egg.
Yeah.
On your watch. There's not really too much to report, but at some point the dwarf gets up, and you can hear him sort of shuffling over, and then there's a bunch of grunting because he's in the corner, and you smell something
No.
waft over to you, even through the gelatinous cube, as you assume that he is reprieving himself, or relieving himself.
Was he pissing on the barrel?
Well, he's not peeing.
Your whole...
Make sure the hole's down the
way,
bottom.
right? Okay, good.
Dex
I
save.
didn't think he was taking a dump for a second.
What is he doing?
The dream got him.
Facing the other way and grunting.
Especially after the dreams you've been given.
I
I see how you thought that.
He just like,
I bet he does.
like shuffles back over and kind of just stands there for a second, and then you just see all three of the others get up all of a sudden and run over to where he is. There's this, and then there's whispering, and you notice that he's reached down. It's all like opaque because of through like Joe, so he's like looking through a stained glass window. He's gone it down and he's gone it up, and then suddenly you can start to see a glowing blue thing in his hand.
Okay. So at that point in time, Mister, what are you doing?
Shit, there's somebody over. I can't see. Quickly, activate it!
So can I just confirm they're all looking down?
I mean, yes. Like, well, yeah, they're kind of like looking around like this and stuff like that. Like, they keep into the lookout, so it'd be very hard to jump into a
Weaving through the window.
peripheral spot.
He's a dwarf, isn't he?
He is.
I can't believe you put it in his prison pocket.
Yep.
That's pretty badass.
Realize.
There is a moment where you're saying that, and you probably wake up, so you get a little bit more of what's going on. And you can see he's holding some sort of gemstone, says a command word, all three of them grab him, and then they sort of like, very much Harry Potter apparates in sort of teleporty shit.
Damn.
But as it does, you watch as the runes of the jail flare, which actually repels you. You get blasted back. And you watch as they sort of phase in and out, coming, hitting a wall, and then turning into ethereal energy, bouncing back to the ground, and then being sucked back, and then there's silence as a pulse of energy dissipates. But the jail is empty, and they are nowhere to be seen.
Wake up, everyone!
Peel myself off the back of the cube that just like forcibly face planted into me.
So while everybody wakes up, I'm just going to run to Lou very quickly because I'm busting. You guys get yeah, exactly.
Ice Margo! Come on, wake up! Wake up!
Hey, mighty beholder!
Just like twitching, running in.
Someone get me eye drops.
It's like my
Good morning,
it's
sunshine.
my trigger word when someone mentions eye drops.
No! Not the eye drops.
You know you've got to have them every morning. Otherwise, conjunctival sets in.
They must be dry and crusty.
Oh, that makes me so
And you
What
can-
happened?
And you can sort of the reason why the other 3 eyes and sorry I should say 4 because my main eye has it open is because they are congealed with what look like thick balls of like a waxy coconut across the lid as it goes down. But one is open,
so itchy.
and you can see I can see now that the confidence is gone. Ice Bovo looks terrified.
Come on, wake up, sunshine.
And in your mind, I don't need this, darling. My eyes are just fine as they are.
The prisoners are gone.
They're not gone.
Yes, they are. It is an objective fact.
You just have a picture in your head of like, what was the dude's name?
Connor.
Skuldu.
Skull.
Strax. Just like licking your eyelids a little bit. And saying open up.
Jeez.
That's your head. So like your move.
Partially because I was imagining what Ice Bovo was doing. I did not follow that. So instead, I'm going to play that in character where, because you're way below Ice Bovo. So I'm going to start throwing Succubus under the bus immediately, seeing as he is clearly my mortal enemy.
How could you let this happen, you stupid kid?
I was asleep, my friend.
Come on. Why'd you
I
do it?
wasn't on watch. It wasn't my responsibility.
Yeah, kid, you're always too much.
So unfair.
Listen,
What actually happened? Who saw?
Egg. It was your watch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Can you describe what happened?
You're not in trouble. Just tell us why.
I didn't touch them. I didn't touch them.
You were looking with your eyes.
Yep.
What did your eyes see? Go on, Egg. Just tell us.
Well, not my eyes, but he made a really bad smell.
Am I?
Wait, show us on the doll where the skull comes.
And
I have to clean, don't I?
so
You can see there's a pile of
yeah.
fallen pieces.
I'm gonna start just slowly going through the miles again. Can I?
You try to, but then there's some sort of force that's pulling you back and can't. It's obviously still active in the
Oh,
water.
sorry. Jax! Oh wait, should we call him?
No, wait, just slow your roll.
Okay, sorry. Just eager to clean for some reason.
Catman went into the corner,
Filthy with it.
made bad smell.
You track the eyes and there's the source of the bad smell there.
Hey, it's called a shit. Just say shit.
Made shit.
Well done.
Hey, ooh,
Yeah, made big poop.
Good job, Egg.
And then he did a big glow. And
It's called a shit.
no, like blue glow. Is that what you?
I mean, that's brown.
No, but if you should blue.
Raspberry.
And then, well, I couldn't see everything. It was blurry.
Oh, here we go.
But
Everyone just has like a little image in their head of just like the last 3 seconds, just like
yeah, and just like much hand waving and
You were
like
literally in there, so yeah.
yeah. And they somehow managed to miss me with everything else absolutely cleared. So yeah, everyone just sees that last like pinball like doo, 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 and then it empties up, and the barrel's magically on the outside.
and then
Cubis,
gone.
Cubis, was that a teleport? You're a magic man, aren't you? Or used to be?
Yes, I am very wise and experienced in such matters and definitely haven't forgotten all my magics.
When
It's
it
been
lived.
500 years. Why do you ask?
Well, did that look like a normal teleport spell? Something looked a bit wiggly there.
Sure.
Alright, I guess they're gone then. Shall we knock off? Go to the pub, get a few pints?
I think Master would be disappointed with us if we didn't investigate the whereabouts of the prisoners that are meant to be in this empty cell. Yes, a teleport, definitely. Yes. I don't know if it's normal though. I'm not going to lie, I forget all my magics. So.
There's a click and the door starts opening up, and you can see the form of Shrax sort of start to lumber on in.
Immediately going to go straight to the door and try and just like...
Like slowly closes, and he's not really forcing it. He kind of just stands. You can see through, like, there's a little porthole that has like bars, and you can see through it. He's kind of like just standing there and just goes.
My skull's going to just go straight into where the gap is and kind of just like... It's all good, Tracks. We've got everything covered here, good friend.
We're getting changed in here.
We're just yes, the prisoners are going through a bit of a clean down for Master, so, must preserve their modesty. Keep patrolling elsewhere, thank you, good friend.
Okay.
Goodbye, Tracks.
Starts like.
How the hell did that work?
Well, if we're going to investigate, where do we do it? They could be anywhere, right? What's how teleports work?
Do any of you have actual arcane knowledge?
I mean, I did work at a wizarding school for a bit.
Everybody may roll me a history check, which is based on intelligence beyond proficient.
Okay. I actually meant to ask you about this one. Obviously, I have one intelligence being like,
Yeah.
do I have...
You'll have like 12. You're pretty good.
Do you have honorary intelligence?
30 20.
Mine's 5.
That's it.
But I feel like I hear some stuff.
Yeah, you probably have like 80,
Okay.
slightly more intelligent.
19.
You wouldn't, if you're 5, you wouldn't have been able to do any of the stuff.
Yeah, you really just like I rolled a 21. So, wow, everything, and I'm not sharing any information.
Nice.
I'm still trying to pry my eyes open. I got like a 3.
30 20.
30, 20. Okay, cool.
19.
19.
You just don't know anything about
The
it.
three of you have been around for some time, even in the epitaph of evil, and you know that probably one of the best people to talk to about what might have happened, or maybe a way of tracking what might have happened, is the librarian.
Ooh, and do we just know him as a librarian?
Yeah, the librarian.
We all look at each other and just go, librarian.
Yes.
Which, funnily enough, is in the library.
Where is the library from here?
It's more central to the tower, so it's a bit of a trip upwards. So, half an hour.
Can I write? Sorry.
Got a small idea, just so Trax doesn't set off the alarm.
Oh, great. I did too. Go for it.
Any of you with opposable thumbs, can you maybe make a do not disturb sign for the door?
We are so in sync.
Oh, we've worked together for a long time. So.
Telepathically here. That's not a good thing, darling. What did you say, sir? Up to you?
Just telling you.
Oh.
Make it fun.
Egg, do you still have those sparkling hands?
And it just kind of rummages through. Apparently, like, the inside of the cloak is just pockets, and you just hear, like, jangling, a bit of rustling.
Oh, that's why you have to look with your eyes now.
Someone has a bag of holding under the cloak.
And out comes at least one stick of charcoal.
Amazing. Alright, I've got an idea for a sign. And we sit there scribbling. I'm thinking like a blunt force approach. Organising party, be back in 1 hour, typhoid outbreak, gone to lunch.
Just at the very end, shit.
Yeah. Shit.
And then girls only, just in brackets.
Yeah.
Contracts weed.
We'll find out.
Let's draw a little like door tracks, and a big X and a sad face.
We haven't yet defined if we can actually write, so maybe it's all just
I
pictographs.
have no hands, so
Yeah.
Am I able to use my my kobold savant to see if I can sense them nearby?
Yes. And no. You don't.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can, but no.
Yeah, no, you just see, so Egg sits there concentrating really, really hard for a second. Just, no.
Slavic, can you give me my eye drops, please?
Alright, okay, now hold them open. Hold them open. And I kind of get this like big, it looks
Can you just like scratch the down your fingers?
It looks like a dirty bucket, a dirty wooden bucket. And I kind of take out the stuff which kind of...
It's just like a dip bath.
Yeah, which looks, it just looks like
I don't
dirty
think you want
dishwater.
them to do that. I think I was
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, I think I need claws. I usually use my teeth. But I can't do it on my
makes
big
me
eye.
feel wrong.
Sorry.
So
Lean
see it
back.
helps, and I
Lean back.
float back
I just pour this like dirty dishwater
in my
into
big eye,
Yeah,
and then can I dip each of the eye stalks in the bucket
yeah.
afterwards? And just
Swirl all around, get all the drops.
I just imagine it kind of like a pigeon having a bath, just shake down afterwards.
Exactly.
It reminds me, like, without the floating, but of the guy from Real Monsters. Like,
Yeah.
all I rock, all
Turn
the
his
time.
hands around
Yeah.
the whole time.
I think
Alright.
it's a terrible plan, but whatever.
Do you have anything better?
Of course, I'm not going to tell you.
Sound like Connor right now.
What?
So shade.
What a Connor.
What a Connor.
Absolute Connor.
I feel like I need to do a wisdom save.
That was a vicious
That
virus.
was scathing. Absolutely scathing. Alright, well, you get your scrawled little thing, put it on the door, and start your journey up through the bowels of the tower. Eventually, you do arrive at the library. As most notable landmarks within the tower, you are all proficient at least knowing where they are. You may not have been there, but it's part of induction to know where they are. So, in this large interior exudes an aura of ancient knowledge and concealed secrets. The air carries the scent of aged parchments and worn leather bindings, while dim lighting casts eerie shadows upon towering, haphazardly arranged shelves that seem to stretch endlessly towards the ceiling. Tattered tapestries bring cryptic symbols adorn all the walls, and the room is filled with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional creak of wood and scribbles against parchments. Dust motes drift lazily through the air, creating what seems to be an ethereal ambience in this repository of forbidden lore. And at the center of this large library, basically it's just huge sort of sections, masses of bookshelves and cases lining the walls all the way up. It almost looks like you don't know how you can get up to the top levels, but it is this enormous few hundred feet sort of massive library. But at the center, at the bottom, is a large creature with grey leathery skin. They have 6 arms extending from beneath tattered white sheets of cloth that are wrapped over the body. A cowl extends over the head with basically a veil over the front. But you can see the chin and mouth of this creature underneath it. The lips are stitched shut, crisscrossed through. The creature sits at a large horseshoed desk. Masses of parchment, inks, quills, tome stacks lining the desk, and each arm and bony fingers extending over to various books that are basically set up on stands. And they are dipping quills in and more or less writing in 6 different ones, moving different ones, closing, and it's all this absolute like parade and ballet of movement. Every arm knows what it's doing, kind of going up, putting that one down, coming back over this way, putting that, opening up, quill comes over here, that's going over there, and it seems to be almost like they're moving on their own. But the creature just sits there silently as your procession arrives.
Do we look very out of place?
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Do you like this cue?
At least
It's a bit of an eclectic bunch of people here.
There's a random barrel that just appears
Yep.
next to the stacks of tomes.
If I am a barrel. Are you still there?
Who can say?
Slobby would like to sidle up to the librarian, lean on the counter casually, and in a very subdued, quiet, indoor library voice go, "Hello there, librarian. How's your day going?"
So the head, the neck sort of extends out, the cowl sort of stretching with it as it sort of like looks down at you, and you can only still see to about here. And the lips don't move, but you hear inside your mind a telepathic connection as it goes.
I'm watching you was asking.
Well, look who he is. It's just like this whispered, like, "Who are you again?"
You know me. Slobby.
Right.
We went to that mixer that time. They were putting on, it was a social thing. Carol's birthday. I brought the cake.
She kind of like moves back a little bit, and it's just a bit like, "What do you want?"
Well, so we think there might have been an interesting magical effect that we saw during one of the Dark Lord's fights. And we just wanted to get your feedback on it. Maybe you could help us understand what might have happened there.
You can feel sort of her presence touching your mind. She's trying to read it to try and get a picture of what it was.
No.
I need to see to understand.
I could tell you with my mouth hole.
Fine.
So I explained the vivid imagery that Whoop was able to insert into our minds of this.
Then basically activating this thing, becoming ethereal sort of energy orbs, bouncing around inside the cell, becoming corporeal for a second, but then ethereal, but then dissipating.
There's a part at the end where apparently Slobby has taken a little bit of liberties with the memory and just really focused in on the dwarf poop in the corner. And what's actually kind of going on there, my focus is just...
And then there was giant food.
An echo from the retelling. That's not
Hollywood movies where they just do heaps of zoom in effects.
Star Wipes.
Heroes movie maker really nailed it.
It kind of recoils a little bit from it. It just goes, "What is this shit? Disgusting.
It may or may not be related.
Interesting." And you watch as the creature sort of gets up, and it's more or less, because it's 8 limbed with the legs and 6 arms, becomes more spider-like. And you watch as it grabs a hold of a couple of the ledges nearby and starts climbing up to the other recesses of the library, arms moving around. It's probably up there for maybe a minute before it comes back down holding a couple of books and a scroll.
Can I make awkward small talk? You know, like you do at a gas station for a minute?
Yeah.
So you go into that salsa thing they're chucking on next week?
They do not respond to them.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, like, what's the point, really? Anyway.
You hear this telepathic voice in your mind. Your game's getting much better, darling.
Oh, like, Slobby blushes and, like, stammers, and he's like, yeah, you too. I mean,
Don't forget to seal the deal this time, darling.
Tone goes on the desk, opens up. A couple of hands are now doing this while another one is unfurling a parchment, and then she's basically running a finger through and just goes,
Orb like this must have been some sort of teleportation, maybe a blink stone, closest description. Interesting. The effects of that the wards would have had unexpected consequences.
You say unexpected, but could we expect anything?
It is likely that they have not been able to pierce the outer wall or wards. They will be somewhere within the tower, scattered.
Ooh, scavenger hunt.
When you say scattered, do you mean...
Maybe you go first.
I feel like Egg would be excited about that.
she's like, alright.
Still here.
As in, there will be scrambled in parts everywhere?
Unlikely, but hopeful.
Altogether separate?
My eyes are sort of like there's two of them fixed in a book that sort of got I'm sort of speaking through my tongue because I'm holding the book with my tongue
Yes.
and reading on this particular book, but two are back over looking at you. My
Yep.
voice has come around.
So the librarian pulls another book up and starts like looking through it and sort of looks around and just goes,
The Dark Lord's prisoners. Interesting.
I mean, they were more like bed and breakfast guests. It was Airbnb being out the...
I don't care what your business is with them.
Well, I mean, if you can ask anybody about the business, ask the cube.
Do you want to find them?
Yes, please.
the scroll sort of comes over and she casts a quick incantation. There's no words, but you can see intricate hand motions weaving arcane runes in the air before a puff of magical energy just goes, and the scroll melts away, basically burning in place. And you watch as she puts her hand down and goes,
4 targets I saw in your description and visions, plus on the registry.
And a security camera.
But only 3 can I locate with this kind of magic. The other must be somewhere that is heavily guarded within the walls. I will look into that one. But you have 3 targets that I found. The first one is in the shrine of Asmodeus. The second is in the laboratory rooms. And the third is in the fight pits.
What pits?
The fight pits.
Now, you wouldn't be able to narrow down which of those places a certain dwarf in a pointy hat might be, would you?
I do not know. I just know that those who aren't supposed to be out and about are those ones.
So is the Shrine of Asmodeus, we'll go.
Shrine of Asmodeus, fight pits, and the laboratory. So you have 3 options. And she said that the 4th one she wasn't able to find, and she's going to work on that. So you
That was
might
someone
have
really guarded, wasn't it?
it, obviously, where that person was bounced to is even more watered within the town than other places.
Sounds like somewhere I wouldn't be allowed to go.
Ragnarok's private bathroom.
You wouldn't happen to have a magical map which might point the way to each of them? I know you've told us where they are, but
I can be on that.
Comes up to you and goes,
It was an introduction and induction, as you should be aware.
Did you not pay attention? I'm the one who gives those introductory tours.
Egg was not listening.
I've never seen you before today, Sir Cube.
Well, I am very transparent. Fair enough.
I see right through you.
So closest room would be.
so the fight pits are actually underneath the dungeon prisons, so you have to go even further down.
Just one break hole in the floor.
The laboratory is probably the next closest. Is the closest, with the fight pits being the next closest, and then the shrine of. Oh no, sorry. The shrine of Asmodeus is the second closest. The laboratory is the closest, and the fight pits would be the last.
I would dare not say that if we have an unwanted intruder, they could do the most damage from the laboratories, which just so happens to be the closest one. So maybe the lab first?
I mean, I'm all down with that suggestion. It makes a lot of sense. What I'm also really worried about is them not doing damage and escaping and me losing my job. Which is the closest one to an exit?
None of those are close to an exit.
Laboratory is. Great plan. I'm really glad we agreed on that.
Yes.
Yes, Obsidian.
Should we split up those two groups of three?
I'm reading this manual here.
It has a clear line here, and it says, never split the party.
I mean, I think that's exactly how we call those guys.
An ancient tome indeed.
And
The question is, how are you holding it?
with my tongue. So I'm not really doing the voice because
It's just real soggy by
Oh, wait.
And as he talks, like the page, because it's like stuck in his tongue, it's like, okay.
and you all know I can speak telepathically, so for some reason I'm still trying to talk.
Sounds like Billy Madison.
But Stubby, raise a very good point. We must knock down the tower.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. That would
Very
definitely
obvious.
admit guilt. I mean,
We already know you're guilty, sir.
work with me.
We're just trying to mitigate damage.
Just a little
Maybe
bit.
save you.
To the lab, everybody.
To the lab.
So you start heading off to the lab as the librarian goes back up into the clusters of books, these towering stacks looking for whatever answer to, whatever thing will get the answer to where the fourth target is.
Thank you, librarian.
She just gets a little like in her brain.
You just see it be kind of like a when I hear you thank her.
So, we're actually going to take a quick break. We're going to take 10 minutes and we're going to jump back with our party looking for a bunch of these prisoners in the Dark Tower of the Dark Lord.
Hunting human meat.
Hunting human meat,
Will
yeah.
there be a barrel? Won't there?
And tell us in chat who you think, Sir Cubus, is responsible for this. Who is the Dark Lord? I mean, I don't want to stack the vote or anything, but it's
And we're out. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Alright, welcome back everybody! Oh no. So, where we left our little minions of chaos, minions of evil,
Minions of the Beholder!
Yeah,
No, the first one was right.
Yeah, minions of chaos. They had just lost their prisoners and had seen the librarian who pointed them in the direction of 3 locations. The spell that these heroes have used, the magic item Blinkstone, seems to have been some sort of teleportation, but interacted with the wards in a very strange way and has bounced them all throughout the Dark Tower. You now head towards the laboratory. It is a place of scientific concoctions. The air is laden with acrid scent of alchemical reagents and the metallic tang of blood and other such reagents. Dim, flickering candlelight dances ominously up rows of arcane equipment, from bubbling cauldrons to intricate glassware and ominous rune-covered tables. The space is a disorientating maze of shelves cluttered with specimens, jars filled with grotesque concoctions, all bathed in an eerie green glow, as is standard with most evil laboratories. You can hear the occasional sizzle and sort of like somebody's wielding something. Welding?
Wielding?
Welding something. He's wielding a welder.
Is he wielding on the welder?
Yes, he is wielding while wielding the welder.
And wheeling it all.
That's where we go.
Yeah, really good. As experimentation and yeah, great. I'm just going to put a W in it everywhere. This place is definitely a place of forbidden rituals, twisted experimentations, and the fusion of both science and magic. This is now what the NPC is going to have access-wise for this place. But you do find, as you enter into the space, you kind of navigate through these sort of like shells and shells and shells of different sort of jars and concoctions. But in the back, against sort of a large mechanical desk, stands on top of a stool, as he's working on some sort of giant stasis tube chamber thing. A Durga, aka a dark dwarf or deep dwarf. He has a mechanical, manacled eye and a massive gauntlet in his left arm, built with intricate clockwork mechanisms, all lined with vials of green liquid that are pumping fluorescent energy into tubes that run up and into the back of his shoulders. He's bare-chested with suspended overalls, covering his dark grey skin. A black, long-braided dwarven beard drops down his chest, and he's bald. And rather than tattooed runes, he has the runes kind of carved into the skin, like something's done with a knife. As he sort of moves around and gets angry with the machine that he's working with, he throws a wrench, and his anger flares. You watch the tubes light up, the energy pulsating through the tubing, and then his tattoos, the runes that are carved in, pulsate for a second before he calms down. On his back, he has a steel box slung over with 2 straps, and there's more clockwork mechanisms with an electrical charge of green energy pulsating up through Tesla coils, which situate on the top of it. And he kind of walks over, grabs his wrench, and then sees your procession walk around the corner. He kind of looks at you and goes,
Telling me it'll be ready when it's ready. God damn it.
And he walks over and starts like,
Oh, yeah, I know, mate. Deadlines. Oh, tell me about it. It's tough work. Hey, so, why are you being here
come looks at you like,
doing all this important stuff? You haven't seen any kind of weird, random apparitions, have you?
What do you mean?
You know, just like random people like popping in.
Stops with the wrench, and sort of just goes,
Oh, there was some dwarven fellow. And then...
Sorry, where did he go, perchance?
What are you doing here? What are you interrupting me for? I'm trying to get some work done. Dark Lord wants this bloody thing up and running as soon as possible.
I floated last.
Oh, Jesus.
What's this guy's name?
I wasn't.
What's the dude guy's name?
Duga. You don't actually know.
But see, I met him at the cocktail party.
Oh, did you?
It's lobby.
Tyrion Molten Rand.
So I float over, and I'm speaking telepathically, but I'm speaking vocally to everybody else. Telepathically,
It's Tyrion.
I'm asking, why didn't you call me back? And out here, I'm like, it's so good to see you again. It's like,
It's really...
call me, darling, call me.
No.
And like I fully like spin around it's like a snake winding up around a pole.
Sort of electricity like flares. And he kind of like pushes you away. And it's just like,
I don't like it.
Get off it! Get off it! Get off it!
That's not what I just don't
You want to see the dwarf? Well, he got himself trapped in the bloody new item that I was looking at.
And that's why you didn't call me back.
Yeah, sure.
he like gets himself out of the tentacles and like walks over, gets down the stool and sort of starts walking over to sort of a alcove on the side. And you can see there's something that's got a big sort of tarp draped over it. It's about 6 feet tall. And he grabs the tarp, pulls it down, and you notice that it is a mirror. Inside the mirror, you can see is the dwarf that was from the prison.
I don't notice this. I'm too busy trying to
Obsidian
charm.
laughed.
Is he frozen?
No, he's kind of like,
Wonderful. Anyone with hands, throw him in. I'll hold him for now, I guess.
I mean, a mirror like that, we can probably just slot it through the bars, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can keep him safe.
Oh, you're not taking this.
Whoa.
You can take the dwarf, but I've got to identify this. This is Dark Lord's property.
Right.
You talk to him about that.
Tell you what, that guy in there is also Dark Lord's property.
Oh, that's not my problem.
It might be when he discovers his mate is in your mirror, in your laboratory. Oh, tell you what, we'll throw a wrench in my works about trying to get something done for the Dark Lord, but having him come down here and put his foot up your ass, because you've got this guy that he wants in a prison cell.
do an intimidation.
That's charisma based, isn't it?
Nice, bro. Doc's at 20 to me, bro.
It's definitely an under 10.
But so he sort of like, you watch the runes on his head glow again as the pulsing energy sort of comes through, and it seems to be indicative of like the anger. And he walks up to you, smacks you over the head with a wrench, and goes,
How dare you talk to me like that?
I slap him back.
You are... No!
he grabs your hand and like holds it, and the mechanical hand crushes, and you hear a snap,
Alright.
and you take 6 points of damage.
Tyrion, my old friend. Sorry about him. He's a bit rash. We have mislaid one of the Dark Lord's special guests. Unfortunately, we are going to need him back. This mirror, you know me, old friend. I promise not a scratch, not a mislaid piece of dust on it. It's going to be literally in my own keeping. So, safer place there isn't. So, just for a night, good friend. I know you've got a lot of other projects that you're working on right now.
So do me a persuasion.
Can I help out with some puppy dog guys?
Yeah, you kind of just like,
Please.
go for it, get advantage.
And I know you've already got advantage, but I'll throw in the.
Hell
This will be
yeah,
the last.
-5.
This will be the last time you ever see me if you give us
It's
all
with
the-
advantage.
Whoa, that's a really
Sick. 6.
I don't care. If he came down here with some brittle orange, I'm not giving it. Look, I'll make you a deal. You get him out of there, and he's all yours, but you're not taking that thing out of the alcove.
How do we get him out?
I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet. It's all yours.
Has
He
he?
like throws your hand away.
Is his wrench like on the counter?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's not anymore.
He sort of looks over.
I'm
and
letting you
goes-
know there is a wrench there. It's not his wrench.
He like looks at it and just goes, picks it up and walks back around the elevator.
Amazing. Well, currently he's fucking stuck to me, and he's been grappled. So his ability checks need to be made to escape it, and everything he does is at a disadvantage.
So he's just over at the other machine now, like going, what the bloody hell is this? And just like constantly like moving around. But you guys are left while he's over there with the mirror.
Fully distracted.
Can I try and sneak it into my man
His
Cubus?
butthole.
You can definitely try.
It is.
Do a
Gotta be
sleight of
very
hand
obvious.
and or stealth check.
Alright, would you say it's pretty shadowy in here?
A lot
Great.
of flickering lights.
And also, you just seen a dude swing a wrench around. So.
It's on the top of his
Pulls
head.
it off. What the blazes is going on? Just start like running around.
Super sticky.
And if he gets it stuck to his mechanical arm, like the gears are gonna come off.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So your man's cooked.
Yep.
So that is a 17. I'm going to gesture over to Obsidian. I was like,
Oi, Obsidian, give me a hand here.
Alright.
we're just trying to slot it into Cubus.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't worry, sorry mate, it's gonna be
Oh,
cold.
that's okay. Bigger than I thought.
Oh, let's go right in there.
Think warm thoughts. Think warm thoughts.
The dwarf is just like,
Yeah, I want to make eye contact with that dwarf as he's sliding into Cubus.
I got so
just yelling out in the mirror. It's like, going,
perfect
"Get out of
mirror,
here."
something.
Okay.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
So the mirror is now just floating inside Sir Cubus, and Durgar seems to still be distracted. What are you guys doing?
Get out of here.
Bail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Immediately going.
And I'll keep my
You all just see a little picture in your head and it's just like
I'll keep my
Dwarf.
eye stalks pointing backwards, and if I detect him coming over this way, I'll run interference for Sir Cubus by basically going and trying to continue my romance.
I mean
Oh,
he's being interfered with already.
The Durgar is very solidly doing his own thing. After a while though, he's just like, bloody, takes off the gauntlet thing and like throws it over, and the wrenches on it there, and he starts moving over to a desk, which you see a giant sort of eldritch cannon sitting on it.
While he turns away, wrench disappears, his arm's just there.
Where the hell did it go?
And then like in his head, it's just like a
It's like,
Just
but you guys are out in the hallway outside the laboratory making your escape.
I'm just
Scooby-Doo escape.
as quickly as I can.
All five of you have no idea that you were even helped.
Alright, that is one dwarf mage appropriated.
I was like, that's a sticky wrench.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, you've got to make up for this loss, you know.
Yeah, it's my fault.
do we now have a barrel back?
Oh, you guys left.
Yeah, but the
You
barrel
still
follows
us-
us,
you
so.
still us.
Are you still moving?
Yeah, we're like
We're going
She's
to
just a-
fight hits? Is that what
But
we're
like the creepy teleporting barrel is now a sense of comfort for
I'm
me.
also I'm currently like amorphous.
stable
I'm
thing
fine
in my
with the
life.
barrel.
So you don't
It's
know
always
if I'm
been
there
there.
or not. Like
Like,
maybe the emotional support barrel will be there. Maybe it will be a different item.
If
We
the
don't know.
emotional support barrel comes back, you know I'm hugging it, right?
You know you're gonna get stuck to it, right?
She
I
already
gave you
is.
guys
Oh.
I gave you guys one.
Alright, so
Chris, you're gonna be stuck.
what is the next destination?
What's the next closest?
I think the next closest then would be the shrine. I've just written Shrine of Arse. Shrine of Asmodeus. There we go.
Yep.
Yep.
So, you guys, it's a little bit more further up the structure, but it is close to where the laboratory is. So you go through the winding halls, passing a few other sort of like patrols of minions around the place. There are goblins, there are kobolds, there are orcs, and various other sort of standard armed military of the Epitaph of Evil. Eventually you arrive at the Shrine of Asmodeus, a large stone sort of cathedral-like structure that sort of it's more or less open to the outside of the exterior, but you can see that there is huge stained glass windows which show at the Lord of Hell itself as Modius, sort of depicted in venerative sort of like stances, people praying to him, people putting up their hands to him, and him just like going like this scepter and orb and all this kind of stuff, like the Lord of Hell that he is. Inside pews, red velvet carpet lines up to a blood-stained altar, and two massive stone marble statues of Asmodeus himself will basically situate themselves next to each one of them. As you guys enter in through the doors, you can see in the front pew, kneeling, is the tiefling rogue.
That's interesting.
Did you say the front pew?
Yeah, right at the front near the altar.
Are they looking up or down?
Looks like they're looking down.
So like I clearly went to heaps of churches in my lifetime.
Yep.
Yep. not even gonna question that.
You're a very religious barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were a wine barrel.
Sacramento wine barrel. That's a tragic backstory.
I'm like the holy water out. Is there like an unholy water receptacle?
Yeah.
Cool, there is now.
Unholy
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even if there wasn't, there could
is
be
now.
now.
There
Like
is now,
the door.
yeah. So,
it's
like-
it's just there now.
For the good guys, it would look like holy water. To anyone else, they're like, that's gonna fucking burn. It's like full passage.
Straight toilet water.
Yeah.
That's not acidic enough. Like,
Also, on our travel over, did we pass any like nice looking curtains?
oh.
Curtains. I mean, there's always tapestries and stuff lining the walls and different sort of insignias. Mostly the Dark Lords, but yeah,
Excellent.
very very nice.
Yeah, perfect. So, in the first one we pass, if I might, I will like the kind of equivalent of trying to tug at someone's shirt tails, except
Yep.
it kind of it hurts. Just be like, Mr. Jellyman,
Yes.
we covered the mirror.
Oh, yes. That's quite a good idea.
You can put the soft fluffy thing.
Well,
on his butt,
again,
that's okay.
I don't mean to, harp on the same thing. I have no hands.
Help.
Yes.
Like this toddler-sized thing just tugging at this tapestry.
I look at it.
I also have no hands.
Hey, I got your back, mate.
Sit back now, this is missing.
Help.
Okay.
Gargoyle comes up and just tears one of the tapestries down. And
You get one end, I'll get the other one, and we'll just slide it through our cubes.
I'm just gonna kind of like. It just comes out ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentle slow motion drapes over the mirror.
And as you wrapped it up, bring it back in.
I was kind of imagining it more like this big cape that you have on the back of the cube. That works too.
Super cute.
It's just,
So-
hallway-sized, like, crates just covered with
Yeah, it's the arse end of this cube. Anyway.
so it's all wrapped up back in the gelatinous cube. And you arrive at the shrine. You can see the tiefling currently looks to be in prayer.
So I send a telepathic suggestion to each of you saying, let's surround the tiefling. And I'll say it's in my sexy telepathic voice.
Is it rude to interrupt someone while they're praying though?
Why does that matter to you, darling?
Oh, yes.
Frankly, I don't care. And he just slowly walks.
You guys just get a little picture of like the unholy water receptacle with what looks like airplane, like runway lights to it. It's like,
I'm gonna try and I don't know the hover rules. Is it just like I'm floating? Can I get any like actual like flying speed, so to speak?
Well, you hover, yeah, so you fly up.
Yeah. So
hover.
so I'm gonna try and
Yes.
So
fly
mean. Oh my God.
over. Do the minions accept my suggestion of sort of sneaking up around the outside to surround?
Well, Obsidian is sort of walking forward, and you're flying up. You don't know where the battle's gone, but What's the rest of you
It's a
doing?
real
So-
cute
I'm-
looking unholy water.
I'm
thing.
doing like small little steps at a time, and then
All the
completely
pews
still.
are going,
But again, there's still like a skull and this floating wrapped mirror that's just
Yeah.
just undulating. I'm like,
At this point, anybody who sees the mirror notices the tapestry that's being wrapped around it is slowly dissolving.
Are you getting swooped into the mirror too?
I am basically filled with.
It's only slightly. You can't see the mirror at the
Yeah.
moment, but you know probably in maybe
We've got a good amount of
It's
time.
fine.
in amount of time it's going to be visible again.
Okay, there's plenty more where that came
Yeah,
from.
just get another one.
So he's gonna go back. He's been like, "Where have all my curtains gone?"
I'm gonna
a
seize the
dissolvable
moment to
band-aid.
try and get the drop on the tiefling and shoot her twice with my. Oh, can I do twice with the same ray? I'll just try and hit her with paralyzing ray.
Okay.
So check is 12 Constitution saving throw.
12 Constitution saving
So
throw.
floating above, ice still comes out.
That is 14.
Son of a bitch.
And as you watch as the ray slams down, and she, even though it's con save, she kind of like looks up and then like dodges out of the way. This like keen sense of her, and she sort of comes up and immediately just goes, "Now hang on a moment. Let's not get too hasty. I want to talk."
Still.
You're just in the middle of like the aisle as it comes up like,
So I start to prepare a second paralyzing ray.
"Don't.
What do you want to speak about?
I'm going to join your cause."
I did see you praying at the shrine of Asmodeus.
I'm an Asmodeus tiefling, so
Well, what did you think previously?
I can't. You have to tell me with the telepathic suggestions of murdering the other members of the adventurers group. Was she receptive?
it doesn't. No, she seems to be pretty.
But she's now turning curse.
At the moment,
You
yeah.
think she is?
For some reason.
The runway lights are getting heaps brighter, so we're clear on that.
So as the cube slowly creeping closer and
Got my garrote out, wrapping it around my hand, and then she turned around, kind of looked sprung, like, "Whoa!"
and Egg is
Under one of the pews. Like
crawling out there.
think like Fox style just dives into the things of pews just
Under the one she's on, and you're just like,
whilst you are
I'm assuming you're just walking.
Yeah, so pretty much in the arm, just like, oh.
Doesn't even stop. You're like,
Well, what do you want to know? We need to get you back into your cell.
That's fine, but
Fantastic! We'll just step into the cube.
I'm not. No.
Why not? I thought you wanted what we wanted.
Yeah, I'm not. No, you can just leave me there. I'll just go there willingly, but I need you to put in a good word with Dark Lord and say that I'm going to come over and become a minion of like your eclectic band of.
You know what's gonna look really good is if he comes back and he finds you a compliant prisoner
Yeah.
who's in her cell, not running about his secret lair.
It wasn't my plan. Thank you very much.
Great, so we agree we're all gonna go back to the cell together. And in
Yeah.
fact, you can actually help us get your mate.
What do you want to know?
I don't want you to. No, you're gonna help us.
Assistance is what we require. Prove yourself to us.
Yeah.
Think of
But
it.
do you want to know any information
Oh,
about
yeah.
it? I can tell you all the stories of the great Connor Elvenheim.
oh,
stories.
Yeah, you want to hear stories? You want to hear about how his father used to beat him because he was pathetic?
holy shit.
I
Yes.
don't like these stories.
Wait, let's not be too
Well, that one
hasty.
is not quite true. He is pathetic. His father didn't beat him. He just thinks he's a disappointment.
Well, I mean, he's pretty disappointing.
He is so. I never understand what I saw in him when we met at that tavern. You know, first mission. It's always such a grand time, isn't it? It's
It might have been his muscles.
No, like
They're pretty big.
I've hit that, and he's not very good in bed.
Terrible hair.
Like-
Terrible hair.
No, the hair's okay.
I guess we have different tastes.
Yes, I'm sure we do.
no, I momentarily reflect on the big fleshy JR,
Yeah.
thinking,
So dreamy.
Anyway, yes, I can come and help you find him, and as long as I get what I want and not killed, and you can kill them. I don't care.
Is the tiefling lying? I mean, why should
Do
it?
an insight check.
That is 18.
Funnily enough, she's very truthful. Her body language, she seems pretty desperate. There's a desperation air about her that she doesn't want to be in the situation.
So I'm gonna float down.
And by the situation, she means with the party, not with this.
And the
Yeah, she thinks we're banging.
those of the group who know iced Vovos, that's Egg and Slobby, will have noticed this happy spin that I do, which is kind of like a somersault as I float down, and I'm really kind of happy. I start to, which sets out the, you know, the.
So you've got zoomies.
I trust. This.
Yeah,
So is that?
spectator zoomies.
Love it.
Yeah. Beholder zoomies. Thank you very much.
Boomies.
We can, I think this we can deal with, Slobby.
The recruitment bonuses are really great here.
Well, I like the idea of us not being murdered for Succubus's absolute foolishness.
I mean, we still got to work together for a couple bit more. So let's not chuck around any guilt.
Slobby, this is why you'll only ever be.
She's like looking at you and can see the mirror, and she's just like shakes her head.
Right?
Oh, you sold me.
This is the reason why you never asked, you sort of get promoted through the ranks. This is why you'll only be fodder. You need more evil.
While this is going on, she just gets like, again, disembodied voice in her head that's like touch the fountain, pledge yourself to Asmodeus.
I'm totally distracted
She
by
kind
this.
of she thinks back, and she's just like, I already have. That's what the prayer was.
So I'm having a coaching moment over here so I'm totally distracted now.
Yep. She's just like standing around looking at the group and just goes, well, I can see from the tapestry that's melting away that you've managed to capture Dolan.
Stinky man.
Yeah, that was... I can't believe when he got captured he swore at it. But it did work.
Well,
Did it?
not that well.
I mean, for me, I don't care about others. I don't know where they are. You've got him. He's strapped in a mirror by the looks of it.
Yeah, got himself trapped apparently.
So, Slobby, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
A small kobold hand will just reach up, like, take their hand and be like, let's go.
Alright, where are we going now? What's going on?
Looking for the
Alright, I'll come and help you. Like I said, if you need to know anything, just I'll tell you one thing. We're not any good.
You know you need that. Tell us what
Yeah.
we don't know.
Disembodied voice,
No.
no shit.
We're like there are heroes out there. Connor is all talk. He's a complete fucking moron.
What about this other guy? Pim, was it?
Who?
The other one. We've got Donan in here. We've got you.
Dolan.
The
The
guy.
Blythe one.
What?
The Blythe one?
Yeah. What about that one? The big
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's actually a good fighter, but
Thick as old pig dirt.
she's probably the next smartest next to Dolan. Like, I'm just shrewd, but she's just intelligent. Words aren't good, but you give her random mathematical equations and she can crunch them pretty good.
See, I don't need coaching. I'm fine. This is the kind of thing. Like, she's not talking herself up. She's got an interview coming up. Talk about your skills.
I can stab people really good. I'm very, very sneaky, and I can do this. And she just disappears. There's nothing touching your hand anymore.
That's really good. But remember, you don't stab people good, you stab people great. Now,
You
say
feel a
with me.
tap on your shoulder, and you turn around, and she's sitting there.
Yeah, very good. Now, say with me. I stab people great.
I stab people great.
Yes, you do.
Just one drop, take the hand again.
Oh, there we can, yeah. Okay.
And just a holding firmer this time, you're like,
we're going this way now.
Yeah, Ed does.
and you know, just before we head off, it's okay. You don't need to be good. We're all evil.
Just needs to be evil, right?
Just be good at being evil.
Well, if I find Connor, I'm going to help you stab him 37 times in the chest.
Yes, very good.
Is there something about that number?
Yeah, it's a nice number.
37.
It's how old I am.
38 is too much.
Well, I'm not that old. Not until next year, anyway. Anyway,
Old.
should we
Wait a
continue?
second. Wait a second. Wait.
What?
Who made you the leader of this party?
You
shut your mouth!
Okay, I'm sorry.
You are bottom rung.
I'm just pointing out that
You are wizard shit.
I overheard that the Dark Lord said that you need us in there by the morning, and it's been a few hours, and if we don't find Connor...
I pointed the cube with my eye tendrils.
You want in the cube?
No, I'm not going in the cube.
Then you'll be quiet.
not to have living things.
She goes like this again.
Wonderful.
Still holding on to Egg's hand.
Yeah.
Neurocrooks, they think they own this place.
Oh, mate, there's a pecking order. We all get, I mean, as we're walking out of the room, like, respect. Got to drill into it first things first. I hope you're her buddy.
So the pits, everybody? Pits, yes?
Pits. This is the pits. You're absolutely
Should
right.
we drop our friends off on the way down?
Look, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea just to slot the old dwarf through the bars.
It's just, if we do that, one of us would probably have to maintain the watch.
I mean,
He comes with us.
he's double locked by that point, but sure. He's locked in the mirror and he's locked in the cage. But you know what? Let's bring him along. Could be a lot.
Okay.
Do you doubt your ability to keep him held?
No, not at all. I'm more kind of just like subtly head nodding to our new friend. Just more. I can't find the words. Never mind.
I'm an excellent judge of character. She's on board. She just needs to know her place.
I feel very, very uncomfortable now.
Well, I would too if I had a mirror up my ass.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. To the pits. Let's all go. Happy family.
Okay, so you guys delve down deep into the fortress's lower areas, going into caverns now. You eventually come across the fight pits. You've probably been here once or twice to see a few of the, what they call, carnage games. But it's a large underground amphitheater that opens up to basically an oval sort of like fighting ring. It's enclosed by sort of cage, metal, sort of like Thunderdome style sort of stuff, and the amphitheater stuff. You're looking down into this caged off sort of pit. As you approach, you can see that there is a couple of creatures in the pit circling another cage that's been set up in the middle. The creatures around seem to be large, direwolf, warg-like creatures, snarling, nipping at the cage and clawing. You can't really see what's in the cage, but as you approach, you are intercepted by a procession of two snake-like creatures, so snake heads but human bodies at the bottom, and a tall man with clusters of snake tendrils for arms. His pale skin is covered in ornate golden battle armor, and he has intricately woven warrior headdress and tunic covering his head and the lower half of his body. Very Aztecian in design. But the sort of embroidery and stuff like that are sort of snake motifs woven into this soft leather and cotton armor. And every so often you can see a snake-like tongue flick in and out of his mouth as he sort of like snarls with serrated teeth at seeing you.
The office heartthrob.
Hmm?
The office heartthrob.
Yeah. He comes up to you with the two guards and looks at the group and just goes,
Gross.
Who are you? What are you doing down here in the fight pits?
I push Obsidian forward with one of my eye stalks.
What? What? Would Obsidian know him? I feel like.
You've heard of the Pit Master. He's a UNT, and his name is Arshok. kobolds again, howling and biting, snarling at whatever is in the pit behind Arshock as he asks again. He's just like, "What business do you have here?"
We're on a hunt, to say.
I do love a good hunt.
What you got in that cage down there?
Fresh meat. Freshly caught.
Long hair?
No.
Huh? just no. He kind of like looks over, and as you get now a better look of what's in the cage, you can see a Goliath woman.
Okay.
The battle is almost begun. It will start soon.
And you can see some goblins and kobolds are starting to like come through from various other entrances and taking positions around. There's a person walking around with like tray, and there's some like bowls of grub and stuff that he's like handing out to people. And they start a bit of a cheer, a bit of a procession. It looks like a Carnage Games is about to commence.
Didn't Mister say that they couldn't be dead?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we need to get these guys alive back to their cell. Definitely not dog food.
Awkward predicament.
Well, see our shark. That fresh meat down there is what we've been hunting.
You can't hunt my hunt. Why? Why hunt my hunt?
Let's calm down here. That fresh meat is technically what's the name? The Dark Lord's hunt property. We have it.
Like snake tendrils like come and start caressing his like chin, almost like he's trying to do this, but they're all like
And then little tongues just come out.
yeah.
Now I know there's no convincing you, but wouldn't have a good look if his property died in your hands.
Do a persuasion check.
Is that charisma?
Charisma.
Hey, Billy could help. Please don't help me.
I could definitely help you there.
Are you sure?
It's very charismatic.
Am I sure?
Very mean.
That's say we'll talk for sure.
No, sure.
So you come and break
I can throw in the puppy dog eyes again. It's very effective, I
Puppy,
feel.
puppy dog eyes.
I get just like an image in his head of like the Dark Lord just like pulling the snakes' heads off one by one.
That'll help.
That's pretty good.
He kind of like flashes and just looks at you after seeing that and ruminates on your words. So roll your persuasion check.
Incepting, I like it.
Oh no. No, it's say worse.
It fell out of the box. Does that count?
Yes.
I need to.
6? Yes. He kind of like looks at that, and he's just like,
No, this is my kill. If you want to get it, go and get it.
and you can hear some clanking happening, and the cage is starting to rise over the Goliath.
Is this kind of a... Is this a people taking bets situation?
Yeah, a few people look like they're like, there's a bookie and stuff going, taking bets.
So many illegal gambling operations.
Yes.
Can...
Yeah, illegal games within it, illegal
Hell
games.
yeah.
If I
Money
run
laundering
out...
the money as well.
I want in.
You want to see the nuts, the money, the fights. Go see that guy over there.
While the cage is like slowly rising. What's her name? Goya?
Koya.
Oh, okay. What am I listening to? On English.
I wrote Goya as well.
Yeah.
Koya, yeah. Koya.
Fuck.
Oh
I spelled it
I
exactly.
saw you said queer that time. Help me.
Goliath woman.
God damn it, Katie, open your fucking ears.
Come on, it's from a barrel. No, so like while the cage is like slowly lifting up, Koya just gets just gets like an image in her head of this like weapons rack
Yep.
that is just in the shadows that no one's noticed.
Okay, yeah.
Just like go through the weapons
She's
rack.
just like goes like that, looking as the cage like starts rising, looks over at the shadows, and there is exactly a weapons rack with
Yeah.
whatever weapons are on
If
it.
you could imagine like a ting at the end, it's like like cannot get more pointed of a
Question
visual than
mark.
that. Yeah, truly. An exclamation point over the top and like, touch me!
All right, what's everybody else doing as you're making bets on who's going to win?
You get close.
I am.
I will 100% run up to Flick and be like, you take coin?
I take coin, yes.
I bet on the big one.
The walk or the person?
The big.
The big lady. Oh, that's interesting. She's 2-1 odds.
Yes.
I don't understand
How
the
much gold do
ability.
you want to give him? Say you got a pouch of a few coin.
I don't know. Do we take like DM bribery?
Maybe.
So a kind of once again jingle, like you get a bit of a squish over here, a rattle over here, and out comes a handful of coins.
He's like, all right, we'll put you down. You'll get 10 gold if you win. That's pretty good odds, but unlikely. And he goes on to you. You put your bets down. What is everybody else doing?
Wondering where the inspiration is. No, just kidding.
I've immediately flopped over the side and am currently on my way just down into the pit itself.
Yeah, too easy.
Just nailed to the wall.
You have to get all sandy.
Yeah, all just like when you go on the beach and you've got your wet little feet. Yeah.
So I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
pull the tiefling aside and say,
It is now time for you to speak and for you to fight. Here's what you must do. We must keep your adventurer friend alive.
So I've been doing that like for years.
Amazing.
What else is different?
When she lives, you must then use your blade and hamstring her.
And hamstring her.
That's right, cut it with your blade.
Oh.
Sounds good.
Oh.
Then we will know that you are in. Does anybody have a blade?
She's like just got her leather armor and she's like.
so Egg comes over, and what have you got there for her, Egg?
I have a kobold side short sword. So a
So
dagger.
she grabs the dagger and she's just like.
So deception, you must deceive your friend. You must think you are there to save her. And
Yeah.
With
She's-
my eyeballs. Like I hold up one of these eye stalks.
Sure. Hamstring her, got it. And by the way, and she like flicks out another dagger that she has hidden somewhere, and she's just like, and then one starts running towards the cage.
She can't see it. I roll my eyes, like my big eyes.
Oh, she'll dead
Does that upset your like equilibrium, or like do you roll yourself?
Let's go with that. And then, yeah, I sort of flop
Gravity
around
is
and
kind of weird.
This definitely feels like the second mention of a prison pocket.
for the viewers at home, not because I have no idea what Richard's talking about, but prison pocket.
It's definitely something you're going to have to Google yourself. Preferably on a work computer. Something.
With your login.
Yeah. Just so, because like you really want to get this into the algorithm. But speaking of Slobby, Slobby is going to blend into the crowd and stealth, working with the commotion of all these kobolds and food sellers, and just meld into the cluster of people.
Oh, I'll get you to do a stealth check for me.
You found out what a prison pocket is.
16.
Don't break the scene. Don't break the scene.
Huh? 16? You're pretty well blended in. Yeah. You just slowly just disappeared into the crowd. So we've got you sliding into the thing. You two are currently doing bets. You're just like hovering over, looking down into the cage, right?
Is it? So from where I am on the outside of the cage, how what's the radius of this?
Cage is about 60 feet.
Okay, great. So yeah, because I think most of my beams have 90 feet,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna shoot stuff from there if I can.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, but I may not. But
No, that's fine. What we're going to do, we won't even really do initiative. We're just going to go around and do some thematic battling. So there's about 3 wargs, and they now start to see that they're able to get to the cage. 2 of them sort of rush in and try and get underneath, which lifts the cage up and flips it on its side. You watch as the other warg darts out of the way. As it does, the 2 wargs there look and suddenly see that the Goliath's not really there, as she kind of does this massive Xena leap over the top of them, just with the brute strength, comes down and just starts like full bolting towards the weapons rack that she sees.
What a rack it is.
Grabs what weapons are on the rack? Anything?
What are they susceptible to? I tried googling it. It's like these are wolves.
Yeah, they're just wolves, so any
battle
weapon
axe.
will do it. Battle axe, yeah.
blunt stuff, sharp stuff, magic stuff.
Battle axe.
Battle axe.
Battle
again.
axe.
Yeah, it's always fun.
So she runs up, grabs the battle axe, lifts it up, which I believe is just you, right? And sort of like wheels it around and just goes, "Come on!"
Like it's a dual wielder because she's stuck.
Yeah.
She doesn't know it yet. She's stuck.
Before we settle on
She's
battle
like,
axe,
"Oh."
before we settle on battle axe, you asked what's effective against wolves. If they're anything like dogs, my vacuum cleaner.
I see Mosley loves it.
Excellent. She gets a battle axe. So she's holding the battle axe. She's looking at the wargs that come. You watch as she lets out a mighty roar and starts charging at the wargs. You would get into the space now. You're slowly shuffling
Very
along,
slowly, 15 feet.
trying to move towards them. You may be able to get to the next turns. That
Wonderful.
will be basically your go now.
Story of my life.
Anything you want to do, Mike? Shoot a ray or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick one of the wargs and I'm gonna shoot that with paralyzing ray.
Too easy.
DC 12 Constitution.
It's about.
Amazing. I paralyze it with my eye stalk. Zap! Zzz, as beams come out and I do this little flip.
You watch the creature suddenly just freeze up.
Like a
and
scared
it's
kid.
like,
Letting out all these little beholden, like wannabe beholden noises. Like I'm literally mimicking a beholder, what I think one would make sounds as. And then
powerful.
the second one, I'm feeling malicious, so I shoot wounding ray at one of the other wargs.
Okay, go.
So that's a con save 12,
So
otherwise
12.
3d10.
That is a pass on 16.
So it's half damage,
Half
right?
damage.
And that is not a fantastic roll. 10, 14, 7 damage.
7 damage. One of the wargs is definitely wounded as a wounding ray blasts and slams into it. What is everybody else doing who's not currently, I guess, engaged? You're just continuing to slink around.
I'm getting into position.
Yeah.
I'm sitting up there like, yeah! Get their asses!
I am like skipping down the stairs, like running towards the combat.
Yep, okay. So you're running as well. The tiefling is probably just in front of you, and she basically does like this swan dive straight through the grates of the cage and sort of lands, does a sort of a flip barrel roll forward onto the sandy ground and sort of comes up, both daggers doing the superhero like pose attack thing, and starts like Naruto running towards the wargs. So she's a rogue, so she can dash after the movement and then still do attacks. So she comes in and tries to make 2 attacks at the warg. That is what I like to call a natural 20 because it says "fuck you" on it. And the next one's a hit too, but she can only add the sting attack to the first one. But it is double. I feel like she's going to kill a walk here. Very much so.
See what her interview is going great.
Yeah. So she comes through and basically you watch as she leaps over the top, sort of like up like this, legs in the air, and kind of goes, and then basically drops down, finishing the leaping somersault barrel roll thing, and the warg's back of the neck just sort of like parts, blood explodes out, and it crashes to the ground in one fell swoop. She's dropped this thing.
Crowd goes wild.
Crowd goes wild, yeah. There's goblins, the kobolds, everybody who's there goes absolute cacophony of noise. as the creature is felled. They don't care whose side wins, as long as something gets killed.
Lots of blood. Carnage.
So we go back to Koya, who will charge at the other one and swing her great axe, which weirdly enough doesn't get out of her hand.
She's attacking the paralyzed one? Or the one that's still up?
She's attacking the paralyzed one, actually. Sorry, the other one would be dead.
I thought there were 3.
There is 3, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's attacking the paralyzed one. So rushes forward. She does hit. Not for a lot of damage, though.
But I make contact with it?
You do, yes.
Nice.
You're waiting for that.
Sanity Pseudopod, which is a melee weapon attack. And because I'm in object form, it's still subject to adhesive. So not only now is it stuck to me, so all she can do is just get it deeper and deeper. It's not going to separate, but it's also like, surprise, just like out of the blade of the axe, just this like mimic mouth starts opening.
You were a mimic? It's just like, wow, what a big reveal for this one. Who'd have thought? It was
episode 1.
Okay, but that's a 7, and then it's a 1d8 plus 3, so 10 damage.
10 damage, nice. With hers, that's enough to bloody that warg. As the hit is deep, and as she goes to like sort of pull it out, the mouth opens, and then the pseudopod sort of tongue thing slams into the wound, and then the whole axe goes smacking back down on top of the wound, and she's now like.
And everything to do with that creature is now at a disadvantage because it's been grappled.
Yeah, super easy.
This axe has got some bite.
I'm getting Tears of the Kingdom sort of vibes. So is now the axe like stronger because it's now like attached to the wolf?
I'm sorry.
Koya now.
It's like it's gonna be at least.
Clunk it up with the wolf.
Yeah. So like, unless I decide to let it go, everything is stuck to the axe.
Your name is now Wolfsbane.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So, that one's super hurt. There's another one that's super hurt, and then there's the one that just got basically one-shotted. It's back to you.
So, I think, like Obsidian, now I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to start yelling, cheerleading sort of things, you know, like singing like kind of like a cheerleading kind of like.
Your eyes are like pom pom.
Yeah, I love that. But while I'm doing it, I'm kind of really excited about the combat and the carnage. I'm chewing the bars with my mouth like. Enter.
I'm feral.
Nice. Alright, Mr. Dice Cube, you reach one of the walls.
And I'm going to just do the one thing I can do and basically try and absorb the rest of this wall. Has to DC save of 12.
You're good. That is a 5.
Yum. I hold the wolf inside myself.
Just engulfs the wolf as it sort of like goes.
That's my dinner first.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to be.
The mirror sort of like knocks back and you can see like the dwarf.
Yeah. It's like a fun fruit salad right now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, like, even though I'm a skeleton, I'm just very much out of breath from running so fast.
Alright, Egg, you drop down into the cage. You've seen all this happen, and there's a warg that is currently paralyzed, still over in the middle, within range of you getting to it type thing.
Yep. So with the fiercest battle cry I can muster. Which is basically that. So, you know, laughable in any other situation, except for the fact that a very, very sharp-looking kobold-sized crossbow suddenly emerged from the pockets. Basically, lock, load, and try and pincushion. So I will roll. So a 7 plus 5 still doesn't mean much. Maybe it's 12. It's paralyzed.
12. It is paralyzed. You got advantage. So roll again.
Hey.
So,
That would be a 7.
okay, so the 12 we're going for. The 12 is unfortunately a miss. As even though it seems it hits, its hide is very tough and it does sort of skip off it. Alright, that's next turn. What are you two doing? You're continuing the cheer, right?
Sidney's gonna join.
Okay.
He sees everyone going there like, oh, fuck it.
Jump down into the fight pit, hitting the ground. You could reach the wall in the center if you need to.
Yeah.
So you run up to it.
Can I attack this turn?
You can.
Awesome. Claws.
Music.
Nice.
That's a 22 to hit.
22 is surprisingly gonna hit.
Ouch. Okay. That is 3 damage.
Only 3. Okay.
But he can do another.
You got multi-attack? Yeah. Go again.
This one's.
Alright, this one's pretty hurt, so.
Yeah. This
It's
one's
the
a.
one that didn't hit already.
Yeah. This one's a bite.
This one's having its soul sucked out, yeah.
It's not a bite.
No bite?
That's a 1.
Oh, that's a miss. Try and bite down. The walk sort of moves over to the side and like kicks you away. It is now back to Koya's turn as you watch the tiefling sort of just comes and slides down. Well, actually, what did you want to do? Sorry. My apologies.
No, that's all good. So we've got one warg in Succubus.
Yeah.
We've got one dead.
Yep.
And we've got one who is stuck to the axe.
Yeah.
That
Which,
makes sense.
which these guys are now pummeling it from either side.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna keep slinking around the shadows.
Yep. Sort of slide around to the other side. More goblins are like cheering as you sort of like move around, just keeping an eye on what's going on. The tiefling you can see now moves sort of like behind Koya, but doesn't do anything else. Kind of just stands there, trying to see, behind her, pretending like she's trying to like shadow her and get a like gauge on the wall. Koya will then try and like pull away and be like, "Stop working." There's a check to try and unattach Rido.
DC 13.
DC 13. She's raging, so she tries to rip you out. Which she does.
Is that she rolled it? So she can
Yeah.
just let go of the axe. She can't pull the axe out of the wall. The wall would have to roll it.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But if you want, I can just let go of the wall.
it's up to you. Yeah. She does seem to be wanting, and she's going to pull hard enough that it might just rip. But I mean, it's probably going to do damage if you're going to take some
And
flesh
just
with
give
it.
the little warg like just a little kiss and then let it go.
She like off kilter like goes as it like it just releases all of a
Does it
sudden.
hit the teeth?
She kind of like almost like swings around as a tiefling and just like dodges underneath the attack.
Yeah.
That's her turn. She doesn't have multi-attack. But now at the end of this axe is just like the sauropod, so you can still attack if you want. Back against her if you want. Or the warg is actually in range.
Yeah.
Bite her face.
I can imagine how horrifying that would be.
Just looking at this thing mouth.
You push it away and it just
Yeah,
bends
I'll
back.
I mean, they're the same, so I'll just go for bite.
Go for it.
On whom?
The warg.
Fucking Ireland.
So even though she's pulled away, you kind of, the head bends over towards the warg a little bit, and the sauropod sort of tongue swips out, but the warg this time sort of jumps back a little bit, trying to stay away from
I
her.
thought it was paralyzed.
Oh, that one is.
Wait, it's a
No,
it
this
was
is
disadvantage, wasn't it?
No, this is sorry. Actually, the one that you were attacking was paralyzed, so she should have advantage. That's my bad.
The one that we
No, I was grappled on it, so it was at a disadvantage. So that wolf is already at a disadvantage.
For trying to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
How many wolves were?
3.
So one's dead, one's in the cube.
One's in the cube. The paralyzed one is the one that we're fighting.
Paralyzed one
Yeah.
is one.
Oh, but then it doesn't move right. You got advantage then. Yes.
Okay.
I forgot the other ones were already as well.
So I do have to roll again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, no one's going to go listen to this video and just go see exactly what you did there and just sort of build it and hold you accountable for. No one's going to.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to be like, wow, sure.
100%. Yeah, they're like, was Kate actually listening?
It doesn't fucking matter anyway. Rolled a 1 and then a 4.
You've changed, Kate. This mimic's bringing something out of you.
Bit of disappointment.
So even though the Cerebomb hits it, you can't find purchase on the matted fur, even though the creature's not moving.
Just a truly useless axe.
It is now, I think the warg will get a turn to see if it paralyzes. Oh, don't worry about it.
I'm trying to walk.
And it's now...
I'm only going by these.
Who wants to have a turn? Who wants to go? I think you're probably the closest.
I will, so, the battle cry's definitely worn off a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little dejected now. But, just a little... and, we'll basically, so, load another shot and maybe try and point more at the warg this time.
Yep. So this one is the paralyzed one.
Yep.
So that's the only one that's left on the field of play.
Yep.
So you get advantage.
Yes. And let's try not to roll the same thing twice. So, that'll be, what? So 24 for the first roll.
Okay, that's going to get so you get the crit?
Yep.
24, okay?
No. So it was +5, so 19.
19, yep, that'll hit.
Surprisingly, you missed both times. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Super weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Turns out the warg is actually the mimic. It's gone.
I've actually shapeshifted again.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 3 for damage. That's 9 damage.
9 damage, that's enough to drop that wall. So you watch as the bolt shoots, slams into the side of the head, and the warg crumples to the ground. Meanwhile, you've got some acid damage to deal to the warg that's inside of
I'm going
you.
to spend my entire turn dissolving.
Having a nice meal.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
That is going to be 12 acid damage.
12 acid damage, that takes that one out to...
Like a
That's
baroque.
already taken some
Are
damage.
you looking like a skeleton?
You watch as the creature sort of like melts away, becomes muscle, then just skeleton.
How horrified is
And the crowd is loving it. The crowd is just like, yes.
the guy in the mirror?
The guy in the mirror is like right next to it. He's like,
My little skeleton face is going to be around like the rim of the whole cube, like.
I hope that the wolf's face is right at the mirror and he just has to watch it like a horrible claymation.
I'm gonna force the skull of the warg to come through my jaw and like just with like a full death metal kind of vibe. Oh, yes.
So the crowd goes absolutely cheering for the mighty Cubus and his victory as the wargs are dispatched. At this point, the Goliath kind of stands up and, without hesitation, the tiefling hamstrings. He just slices straight through it. And it's a deep cut. You can see it go right deep in, and she just goes down and goes, "Dah!" and like turns. Starts yelling at the tiefling, who just shrugs and starts walking away.
Nothing personal, kid.
Even above the cheers of everyone, the spectator Iced Vovo's roar is just phenomenal. Just with the chaos, he's just really chewing down the cage.
Head of metal going like.
It's kind of giggling.
So,
It's a little clang sound as you chew.
As everything sort of dies down, you are all paid out your dues. You get your 10 gold. You get whatever you did ×2, unless you went with the wargs, at which point you lose your money. And the crowd starts to get roused for the next fight as more cages are wielded in. The corpses of the wargs are taken away, and Koya is brought shackled to your group by the UNT. Malisons.
Still holding the axe.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's just like she's
Hobbling.
mangled.
Wait, so yes.
The tiefling is there, and we are at 10, but we have a little bit more if everybody's okay to push on to our conclusion.
I have work tomorrow, so I'm golden.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Nice work.
I'm good.
Are you good? You good?
Dumbledore just died. The actor who played Dumbledore.
Oh, Michael Gambon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Come on.
R.I.P. Michael Gambon. There you go. Breaking news, everybody.
That's sad.
How do we go on now?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We go on by completing this quest.
That's what Michael would have wanted.
Michael would have wanted that.
Yeah.
So,
The next
You
hamstring is
have-
for you, Michael.
yeah. You have completed the fight pits. So you've got one dwarf in a mirror inside the cube. You've got a shackled and manacled Goliath who's being hamstrung and is like limping around everywhere. The tiefling turncoat.
That's probably like dragging the Goliath.
Yeah, she doesn't have any fight in her. She's just like letting you basically bring her and she's just looking at the ground, not saying anything. Occasionally she gives these like filthy stares to the tiefling who just like looks over at her and just goes, "You burned my house to the ground."
I mean, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, right? The Dark Lord gonna be happy with that.
I think the cherry on top is the big one.
Yeah.
Connor
Connor's
is the one he has the most beef with, as they say.
Yes. That is something I can agree with you on, Succubus.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I bet you are.
So, the battle axe just like disengages from Koya, but it like as it like disengages, it grows like it looks like a stick insect, but still a battle axe. And so it's like you all just acquired this little pet.
Does it do like the aggressive stick insect dance?
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna do like the little sway unless it's like hella excited, but at the moment it's like, you know how like the grudge, like it's
Yeah.
it's like that as it moves, but it's still a battle axe with of course the sharp edge pointing up, because you know you should always run with scissors and
Yep.
have all the sharp edges pointed directly towards you. The mouth is currently closed.
No, the battle axe is the mouth.
Yeah, I'm aware it's currently closed. Thanks so much for letting me know.
Thanks, Mitch.
I was just saying. it's so cool.
It's cubes playing.
Yeah. Triggered. But also on like the side of the battle axe, these like two eyes are just kind of go like facing the front,
Oh, no.
and it just starts like grudge walking towards the library,
Yeah.
and like just a picture of Connor appears in everyone's mind, but with like a dick drawn on his head, and I'm just like hot footing it back to the library because we got to find out what Mavis found.
Alright.
That is her name, isn't
Now
it?
got a new leader.
You head back to the librarian,
Mavis.
who is still where she is, and you can see she's got some tones, and she realizes you coming back in. The telepathy that she uses touches all of your minds, and you hear her go,
Ah, good. You have come back. I've managed to find your final prisoner.
Cue the stick insect dance.
You've been sick.
so she.
It speaks for us.
I'm just gonna keep. Every time I move, I just knock that camera. You know what? Let's just move this back a little bit.
It's all over the cameras.
As you're dancing, you just like wander over and like stick 3 coins to your side. Be like, this is yours.
Like a stripper tip.
Pretty glad.
Yes. You just
She's
see
like,
It's like a- it's more like glitter.
give clothes.
Fun little embellishment.
Now I'm shining and doing this.
So she immediately sort of like just shuffles over a little bit and comes up, and you get in your minds.
She's like, he's in the armory. I don't understand how,
Oh.
but the treasury, all of the Dark Lord's artifacts are compromised by him. If you want to get in, you will need the password and the key from the harvest.
Can I just turn into the key?
You don't know what it looks like.
What's you say the harvest? What's
She doesn't know.
Boo.
you said the harvest? What
with that? I don't remember that being on the information pack when we first.
So you guys sit there for a second, and then it comes back to you like a nightmare, and you know the harvest is the Dark Lord's right-hand man.
Oh, I bet he's like responsible for like morale and stuff in the company.
Well, let's just say, yeah, anybody who has to deal with him doesn't have a pleasant experience or live.
Oh, like organ harvesting.
And so we have to go see this Mr. Harvest to acquire the key and the he has both the key and the password.
Yes. Otherwise, you cannot access the vaults, the wards, and the defenses. Very good. How the minute chance that this Blickstone managed to throw him in there is beyond me.
Here's a question though. It's hard to get into it. Is it pretty hard to get out?
He won't be able to get out
Where's
until it's opened.
Well, that's good to know.
What if we put it on a note snobby and we can just slip it in the cellar and it's as good as? It's like an IOU but for prisoner.
What if we got a bunch of blue tack and just plugged up the air holes?
But then he die.
No, we'd probably bring him back somehow.
Expensive.
I would say, as the cleaner, that is a room that you don't want to be in for too long, particularly if you get bored and start picking up the stuff and figuring out what it all does. For when we eventually do retrieve him, he might have a couple things pointed at the door.
Which is probably another good reason why, if I had to pick between getting eviscerated by an adventurer who is armed to the teeth with the Dark Lord's most powerful and devastating weapons, or getting a bad performance review, I might be okay with letting this one die. Like
I have an
Bobo
impeccable
says,
record, I can't let that stand.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
It's still not perfection what I'm used to.
Well, you could probably get another crack at the door. You could probably block up those air holes. Anyway, let's table this discussion until we have a chat with old Mr. Harvest.
I would say that if we don't have to speak with Mr. Not on good terms.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're putting down. Seduction.
Usually, yes, but no.
harvest.
No seduction.
A harvest of love.
What if we just wait it out and we suffocate? I like this idea.
With suffocate with passion.
Well, we don't. No. We don't have to even go into the safe. What is it? These armory.
Giant armory, yeah.
We go-
Basically, it's a vault.
We don't go into the armory succubus. We just make him unconscious, and then let the cleaners pick him up.
It's a rather large room. It would probably take a while for the air to thin enough for him to feel the effects. And again, he's in there for a long time. There's many artifacts that
Be back by
affect.
morning.
Yes.
The chief in at that point goes, the kobold's right. I think you've got like an hour left.
Ooh.
Mr.
So-
Harvest.
Who's gonna speak to Mr. Harvest?
Not it.
It is not me. No. I conscientiously object.
I've been on relatively good terms with him, I'd like to say, from my perspective.
I like this idea.
I'll be willing to talk to him with my -5 group.
So I just sent through like a little picture as well, and it's a really crude drawing, like a child did it, of like you all talking, and it just says like harvester. Like probably spelled wrong. And then like a thought bubble of the key, and then a picture of me shifting into a key.
I understand.
Yeah, good. So if you do that, I can figure it out. If he thinks that I can figure it out,
We should go talk to Harvest.
yeah. I just want to be a key.
I mean, you can, you just maybe not that one.
Yeah, no, I want to be the right key.
Yep. So
Really hard.
Searching for love.
you
Just want to fit the right lock, you know.
you know that the harvest normally hangs around in the throne room. So you head up to the very top of the tower, eventually gaining an audience into the throne room, and you can see this giant. It's basically open air amongst the rolling storm clouds. These spires of obsidian sit around a large platform. At the center of it, a huge throne of iron and spikes, where the Dark Lord would normally sit. In front, probably about a 5-foot sized sphere hovers, a rolling tempest sort of storm energy inside of it. And hovering next to that, you can see this, about the size of a man, has long flowing deep green robes. And as it turns and sort of starts floating in your direction, you can see that underneath the robes is flowing and writhing a mass of insects.
That's cool.
Nice.
And you, as you've met him probably once or twice before, you know the harvest is a swarm of sentient insects that became an archmage.
Oh.
And hence why I don't want anything to do with him.
No.
I'm immediately going to shuffle my way up to him. Hello, the harvest.
Welcome.
I always do feel welcome here, thank you. I'm here to clean the armory. Just wondering if you can let me in, please. I've got some friends with me because I've got some heavy lifting to do.
Sort of a hand just made up of bugs comes out, and a sort of massive centipede comes up and starts ticking away at the chin of a more massive scarabs and things. And he's just like,
Interesting. Not something I am aware of.
Oh,
kind
well,
of looks around, trying to understand what's going on.
so it's a bit of an unscheduled cleaning. It's just I'm taking the due diligence to try and be a more progressively thinking individual under the employ of our Dark Lord. I heard him mentioning that he's going to have some friends over, and you always want to show off your best things, so the armory I figured could use a spruce up, just so that our good Dark Lord wouldn't get embarrassed by a bit of specks of dust on his incredibly valuable collection.
Do a persuasion check.
Can I be in his brain? What does that mean?
You don't seem to be able to get a telepathy connection to this.
Okay, so that's an 8. 13 minus 5.
An 8. Okay. We're gonna roll a insight check here. He's not that insightful. It's a mage. He's not very charismatic, not very wise himself, very intelligent, but also just a swarm of insects. And that's a natural 1. It's a card. My mom was like, wow.
I was gonna get so bad by that.
So he kind of sits there, floats for a second, and goes, very well, and sort of opens a hand, and an extra dimensional pocket space apparates in this golden key, which he hovers over towards you. And
My skull's gonna come out. I'm just gonna.
Do I see you instantly turn into a key?
he's like,
I just behind everyone, and I'm just like, it's a key, but it's still got
The weird legs.
fuck legs.
Thank you, the darkness. I shall return when we are done.
Very well. Be quick. See to it. Make sure of it.
he kind of
On my honor.
goes back and continues to do his magics against the rolling thunderstorm orb of whatever it is. So,
Back to the group.
Wow, that actually
Someone
worked.
with him. Spit the key right back at Wait, who actually has? Oh yeah, there you go.
The maze
yes,
always
no, yes.
Half
do,
this.
but also I
He is like,
I mean, egg does have sticky fingers, so. Gonna.
sticky fingers. Old sticky fingers. Alright. Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, you head down to.
Oh! What's the password?
Mentally, he gives you the password as well. Which is
great.
it's abysmal for open.
It's also
Yeah, it's just password. It's password 1, 2, 3.
Password. One. Admin all lowercase.
It's really just the key that you need. It's like, the password is kind of irrelevant. Just
autofills.
I love the idea that is what Abyssal is for open.
What admin? Lowercase. Absolutely.
You just say it with enough of an accent.
Yeah.
Adminius. So, you have the password, you have the key, you know Connor is in the treasury. You head down and behold these resplendent, large, circular doors with all sorts of eldritch and arcane sigils written into it. And sure enough, there is at the base a small keyhole and sort of an area that looks to have some semblance of being able to speak a passphrase.
It's a text input field.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I go through the keyhole to see if he's like set anything up before anyone tries to open the door?
The mechanics of the keyhole definitely wouldn't allow you to
Okay,
pass the other side.
if there's air in there, there has to be some kind of opening or like a small gap somewhere.
Yep.
Can I sneak through? I'm gonna turn into a little ant for a minute.
An ant.
Yeah.
Definitely, it does have to be an object.
A dust ball? Technically it's a thing. It's not a living thing.
It is. The way that it's numerically sealed, there's definitely nothing that will get in. Not even from a druid perspective, you couldn't transform into anything else to get you in there.
Am I able to sense where he is?
The wards prevent it, but you definitely feel like he's in there somewhere, but there's no real exact thing going on.
Do I get an impression of like, right behind the door close or?
Don't feel like it. Doesn't feel like exactly.
Is it
Can I
kind
get
of,
his brain?
Cool stuff.
The wards are blocking all that stuff.
is it fairly dark?
In the entry room?
Yeah. I'm just getting the impression that the tower itself is fairly shadowy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to enact a stealth. I'm going to get stealthy.
I mean, yeah, you can have a bit of high.
Yeah.
How do you stealth?
Not very well.
Nice.
Not very well.
I stealth really well. Do you want someone mine?
No, but before you do that, just realize that you'd be attaching yourself to a sinking ship at this stage because I just rolled a natural 1. So
you stand there and kind of move into like the shadows, but you're just still completely visible.
yeah, I didn't realize that someone actually flicked on the spotlight behind me. So,
What were you trying to do?
not stand out.
Become one with the shadows. I'd like to point out that Sir Cubus has a history of cleaning this place, so he's probably familiar with the protocols, and if the password and the key are here, we probably don't need to do anything other than follow Sir Cubus's lead.
I'm 100% at the front of this.
Yeah,
I
just
understand my
didn't know
place.
what was in there. Because Connor's a dipshit, so I imagine it's not going to be ideal.
Well, not that I necessarily believe in the deep intelligence of Sir Cubus, but he may have a memory of what's in there. We could just ask him.
Yes, please ask me.
Do a history check for me.
Okay.
Things you don't want to fuck with.
Oh, Jesus Christ. -1.
Yeah, there are some things in there, alright?
You can't recall what happened last time you were there. It's actually been a while.
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah.
You can remember every speck of dust, what it was on, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember the path you went, but you don't remember anything else that was going on.
I just go into autopilot when I'm cleaning.
He's
Last
a
time
living
you touched something that
Roomba.
wiped your memory.
Yeah.
Living Roomba.
But it's the Roomba stuck on like the ledge, screaming.
Before we enter, I'll turn to the tiefling with all of my eyes focused on it, and they're all blinking at different times.
Is there anything we should know about this one? If he was to find an object of power, what would he go for?
I
know you said
right now.
he has no talent. He's absolute waste of space. I believe you. I believe.
And in your mind, but if it had to, darling, what might he do? What might he use against us?
I mean,
What's
depends
his-
on what weapons are in there. I don't know what's in there.
But If he was to grab anything, what would we go?
He's going to look for something to kill the Dark Lord. It's the only way for him to prove to Daddy that he's worth something.
Is he smart enough to work out what might do that, Darden?
Probably not. He's probably just grabbing random things and is just going to activate them. What they do, we'll find out when he
I
does.
feel like we're just gonna walk in and he's gonna be dead.
Let's just open the
Very
door.
smart.
Yeah.
If I was to throw him...
Oh no, he's an absolute fucking moron.
If we were to throw him at a horde of orcs, Darden...
So at the moment, I mean, you guys can chime in because he's all telepathic at the moment.
Oh, I'm in there. I don't
What,
understand.
what would he wield, Darden?
The sword, armor, he's pretty simple. He's a paladin of Tyr.
Spells?
Not really.
Can't read.
He can cure your food of disease. I've seen him do that. That was super helpful.
Ah, yuck. Need more disease. Let's just go! We got this.
How about we just go in, and if he's got stuff, we grab stuff, and we ruin his life.
There are some things I would like to try out. What
Let's-
do you think, Snobby?
I am okay with this plan. As long as we are doing something before I kind of look out the window, the boss gets back.
Speaking of, we all ready?
Yep, turn back here.
Again, I don't have hands. Not to say, not to sound like a broken record, but don't have hands.
So, do you want me to turn
I mean,
back here? Is that what you're saying?
If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure. Alright, I'll just get it first.
Thank you.
Ed, come on, give me a hand with this.
Two little creatures.
Oh, you
Just
got
on shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leg will turn. So you get up, put the key in, turn it. You say the passphrase at the right moment.
And
You
then what?
watch as giant cogs start to
Okay, run behind me quickly.
start to move as the entire thing starts to shift to the left, sort of going back inside the wall, just rolling off to the side after all the arcane locks and seals have basically deactivated. Inside, you see a long stretch and plinths in rows, kind of going out to your right and then deep down towards the back. And then at the back is another sort of large orb of darkness type sphere. And sort of standing in front of it, about 100 feet away from the entrance, is Connor in incredibly resplendent gold and silver armor, who turns around holding a sword and a large orb of some description with crackling energy, and just yells to your group and just goes, "Finally! You are let me out, and I will face the Dark Lord and kill him! Now, step aside, minions! This quarrel is not yours."
Ooh, how did they?
I'm
As he
alright.
swipes the sword, you watch as sort of trailing radiant energy comes off it.
So they're like, did you say that they're like essentially like, I know they're not bookshelves, but like rows and rows of bookshelves?
Plinths, so little basically stool plinth things that are just, each little artifact is kind of like sitting on top of, and there's just
Little pillars.
probably about 5 that way, and then like 100 or so deep that way. All with
Okay.
different types of things on them.
But you like,
Shields,
Trophy
weapons.
yeah, but you could like still not shield yourself, but like hide.
Oh yeah,
hide
you
your
can weave
charisma,
between them and gain some
Like,
decent
almost
stuff.
pillars, but like glass kind of display cabinet kind of.
Well, no glass on the top, but it would
solid at the
yeah, kind of, yeah, it's
Okay.
solid at the bottom. Yes, correct.
So, hypothetically, if I wanted to be a dumbass and run interference, I could.
Maybe, yes.
But if it was just like every time I hid behind a pillar, it was like a new form of like the first one, like, you know, those teeth that chatter and bounce around, and like that annoying laughing noise.
Yeah.
Like if it was that, and then I went behind a pillar and then turned into like a fucking skateboard. And then like behind the next pillar, it's like a creepy doll with like half of its face broken. Yeah, like giggling as it like walks along. So I, in theory, could just keep doing that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, if you wanted to start
lay
doing that. He kind of like, sees the, well, you sort of died off and some crackling teeth start coming in, and he kind of flicks his eyes, gaze that way, and he's just like, "I will tell you again, stand down, get out of my way, or I will smite you with whatever these are."
It just starts getting creepier and creepier.
As it goes. Also, like, just more
You gotta
ridiculous.
bring the.
Alright, that's it. I'm killing you. And I'll get everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah. 1!
1 as well.
Sorry, 1 minus 4, so minus 3.
Oh.
Minus 3. So Cubus is minus 3.
Yeah.
8.
8.
Please tell me I'm not the highest at 8.
So far, you might be.
16.
Oh, you got 16?
16.
19.
It's the best I've ever rolled. Minus 3.
19.
Alright.
19.
Oh, snap.
Slobby and
Yeah, all of you
Obsidian.
people who rolled more than 5. Terrible.
Fruit.
Yes, of course.
Also, as a heads up,
Ice
this is
Bobo.
entirely indicative of my track record with
Ice
the
Ice Bobo.
I rolled a high 1.
Alright, nice.
Higher than me, mate.
It's basically like a 20 if you want to think of it that way.
That's the. Oh, we should have inverted everything because we're evil.
Oh.
Oh, good idea. Next time.
That was next time. That's too much.
Next time, that's
That's awesome
yeah.
idea.
Whoa.
I'm actually really good at coming up with ideas at inconvenient times.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, is there any other Slobby who would like to go first out of the two of you? Who's got the better dexterity?
Oh, I'm happy to do a rollie with you.
Yeah, do
Let's
rollies.
go. Yeah. In your box.
Oh no.
You.
Yeah.
Slobby, you are up first as Connor is wielding the sword and just flashing it in the air and sort of sparks of radiant energy are sort of coming out as he's looks ready to throw down.
As Swoop goes American Horror Story, darting in between the cabinetry, I'm going to go the opposite direction and try to get hidden.
Okay, do a stop.
Come
Fully.
play with us, Connor.
Fully hidden.
Forever and ever.
For a 16.
16, you look pretty, yeah. So you dart around and everybody sort of loses sight of you. Connor like tracks you for a second and then starts looking and he's just like, you can't hide from me, thieves!
And then there's a painting that just gets
Ah!
like the Dorian Gray painting but on a skateboard.
Aging rapidly.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's
From babies.
so it's like him, and as he gets older, his dad gets more and more like disappointed. And it's actually just everything's fucking
Nice.
with him, like.
Alright, Obsidian, you're up.
Actually, that was my
yeah,
bonus action.
That's your bonus action?
So I am going to sneak around behind him and then garrot him. So,
What's your move?
So intense.
Ooh.
It's 100 feet away.
Oh, well then I'm definitely not going to get there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to continue. I'll dash, I guess.
Yep, just sort of dash in and around. Yep,
It's gonna
that's
take
fine.
forever
You'll be able
to
to.
get to him.
Obsidian will get up and start
If
flying.
I'm dashing, I'm doing
Flying
30
towards
feet.
you.
It's going to take me 3 whole
When you
digits.
go out, goes up and.
We're gonna dash.
You dash 100.
Wait, skateboard issue. Can we grease the pathway so we can just slide? Slip and slide.
For sure.
No, okay, I've got
Fruit,
it. I've got
you're
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on.
Oh,
She
okay.
dash. Good
Okay.
game's good game.
I am going to shapeshift again from
Mhm.
the Euro disappointment painting to a barrel of oil that has spilt, and it's going to go your urine and his. So when he moves, he slides and you slide. I'm double timing this.
I'll give you an extra 5 feet.
Oh my god.
Watch out, speed here. Alright, so it is now Connor's turn, and I'm gonna
It falls over and
get
slips in the oil.
I'm gonna get somebody here at the table to roll for it. So he
Who
is
rolls the worst?
a bit
All of
of
us?
an idiot. And somebody needs to get me a D4. Hold the D4 for a second. Who is going to be the D4 person?
You go on?
You're going to be a D4 person?
Yeah. Just let me get dumb looking dice.
I mean, never trust a mimic, but hey.
But also, the person who's the most experienced playing an inanimate object deserves to have the default.
That's true.
So-
So Kivas is based in inanimate object.
With the D4,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
a 4 means he'll use the sword.
Mm-hmm.
A 3 means he'll use the armor. A 2 means he uses the orb. And a 1 means he'll try and grab something else and activate it. And then I'll roll on the random magic item
Oh,
treasury table and we'll see what happens.
That's fun.
1. Healer's
There you
choice.
Alright, so I'm rolling. Sword.
It's 4, is it?
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that doesn't sound
steam train.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. That's you, Aaron. You watch as he whips the sword around and just goes, "You vile beast, be gone! Let's see what this thing can do!" Pointing at you, and a radiant sunbeam of energy shoots out. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, my comment's is good. Dirty 20.
Okay, that is a fail.
Excuse me?
Right.
The sword just like bends
Sunlight
to the ground.
resistance.
Like,
Sunlight resistance.
I want sunlight resistance.
This is such a
you're rolling an awful lot there.
Yeah.
You get 300 damage.
disconcerting.
Yeah.
So 16d6 radiant damage, and you cop 56 points of radiant.
I'm down.
So you watch as the radiant sunbeam slams into the gargoyle, and the gargoyle is just essentially more or less disintegrated.
Atom bombed. God damn.
And he's just like, I like this! I am invincible!
Rockman, no!
It is Egg's turn.
Is he touching the oil?
He's not near the girl, no. He's at the back of the room.
We he's strangled like no. So Egg basically is it kind of room to run behind the pillars?
Yeah. They're probably about like 6 or 7 feet space apart.
Yeah. Okay. So basically the strangled cry. Egg, who is now, it's basically the case of. Again, it's the whole 5-year-old thing of we've spent 10 minutes together, now we're best friends forever. So this is not okay. So you see a kobold basically like just run behind the pillars, and then there is just a disconcerting thud.
Oh no.
And then in the shadows behind the next set of pillars, all you hear is. As something skitters in the direction of Connor.
Do not piss Egg off.
Not a problem. Ice photo.
So being the absolute team player that I am,
It's just like, no!
Nice.
I didn't even notice, to be honest. I'm enthralled by the treasure and the sparkle, and
You feel dust coming down on you.
obsidian. You mean? I want you to know that you mean an awful lot to Ice Photo. But right now, the shiny
So
sort of.
that meme. I'm now playing level 12 dust. Doesn't say it killed you.
So
Actually, I saw that on my lunch break today.
I'm looking for like circlets, tiaras, anything that might be like an eye stalk sized ring.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And
Easy.
I would like to grab the nearest one of those things that I
Yeah,
can
roll
bring
me
to
D100.
I am going to roll you a D100.
God damn.
Shiny thing. I need to do a D10 as well, right?
Can you see anything through the ashes of your dead?
77. I see sparkles of coconut falling down from the sky.
It's a cocaine.
Coconuts. I'm on brand here, Mimic. So yeah, 77.
77. Where are we?
You find a photo of your fallen friend.
Sad thing about Ice Photo being a poet. He ain't got no friends.
I was not your friend.
No one's good enough. That's the thing,
See?
You're like ghost just haunting.
Yeah.
So I slide this, whatever it is, with my tongue, because that's going to be sliding.
Oh. Yeah.
Slide.
Oh, that's
I
right.
hope it's a tongue scraper.
Jesus. Okay, so you find there is sitting a helmet.
Oh,
It is absolutely resplendent. It's got diamonds, it's got rubies, it's got fire opals, it's got normal opals, all encrusted within this item. That's what you see closest to you. That's a circular-y, helmet-y type thing.
So with my tongue, I grab this magical item, and then I doff this jewel encrusted helmet on one of my eye stalks.
Yep. And uncannily, it sort of like refits itself to sort of like wrap around and become like a eye stalk helmet type thing.
So I'm going to assume that that's my action.
Yes.
Say that. Do I now acquire any phenomenal cosmic powers?
Herpes.
You don't.
A metal hand puppet.
So I
But
guess.
it is attached, and all of the gems are throwing with energy.
Okay, no worries. So, I guess that would be an action. Okay, yeah, cool. That's my turn.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
So
I'm gonna move as far as I can. I guess with my 30 feet flying speed. I'm gonna sort of like try to stay behind something so that I've got like.
Yeah, there's a couple of like larger pillars further deeper down that you can only fly over to and just hide behind. So Cubus, it's your turn.
40 feet.
You fly, slide forward, and then the grease just goes.
The confidence.
I'm gonna be like the.
Because it's a skull, it just whistles.
For you guys, it just looks like I'm just.
We come back to Slobby's turn.
Seeing our gargoyle just being disintegrated, I'm going to rethink my only wearing a loincloth approach with a piece of string. I'm going to look for some light armor and a short sword in the boss's good stuff.
Okay, do another day.
Good stuff.
That is 85.
85.
Oh, sorry, no, that is... Holy crap, what is that?
What did you roll?
Yeah, it's a 9.
So 00 on the 100 and then a 9 on the
Yeah.
other one? Yes, that's 9.
Yeah.
That's slightly not as good, but...
Yeah, it seems like it's the opposite end of the scale.
Actually, okay. You find a very, very nice looking scimitar. As soon as you pick it up, it sort of flashes. You can kind of move it. It's very weightless, almost like a lightsaber. There's just no weight to it, and you kind of just... And it like kind of like vibrates and sort of shimmers as you move around with it.
Awesome. Was able to find any armor as well, or was that an next
Yeah, one item per check, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Too easy. We skip over Obsidian's ashes, go straight to the room.
Damn.
I feel like I'm stupid.
And I did it again.
I can't wear anything, can I? Because I'm amorphous. Can I just like absorb stuff? Does that count?
Oh no,
Okay. I have to do a D100, don't I?
you do.
Okay.
See if you can grab some random item.
Well, realistically, I can just run into it, like,
Yeah.
and as it falls, it just. So, because I've already
You'll
played.
become some weapon of basically mass destruction by the looks of it. There's a few good things around here at the moment.
Well. 71.
71. You weren't specifying anything, you just want anything?
I'm gonna specify something helpful.
Okay, that's...
Because I'm trying to make myself helpful, and I'm waiting for that oil to like keep seeping down slowly.
It's like.
It's because it's like as you move, the oil starts shifting forward because it's still like my.
It's like a little wave.
Yeah.
Just let me out this dude, that's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you're just riding the tidal wave of oil.
You find... Oh, okay. Okay.
Great.
This is the generic list of helpful things. There is an iron flask.
Ooh.
What did it do?
Ooh, that's so useful. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm metagaming.
What did it do? What did it do though?
You won't know, but but you know that it seems to have a stopper on it, and when you sort of grab it and absorb it, you've got it, and you could probably pop it open and see what's inside of it.
It's very flasky.
Yeah, very flasky. It looks like a flask. It's made of iron.
Does it taste like flask?
I'm gonna follow advice and not open it and just hold it.
Okay.
And as Mitch keeps sliding on the oil board, oil
Call it a
skateboard.
slip and slide.
Slip and slide. While you're slipping and sliding, I continue to also slip and slide.
Got the most beautiful catalog.
Sorry, we had a Monte Carlo moment there to
It's
just.
okay.
The fruit, you grab that and you're holding it for a second. Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold on to it and I'm just gonna keep moving behind it. After seeing that, I was like, get fucked. And so it's just oil moving you and whatever part, I don't know, my fucking spirit is just behind the pits where he can't see me. I'm absolutely
Excellent.
eat shit.
It is now Connor's turn. He's just like, I like this. Let's see what the rest of this stuff can do. So, Aaron, get me a D4. You get to re-roll 4s because he doesn't want to use the sword again.
Kill
We're going
one
to
of
see
us.
if he's going to use the armor, the orb, or grab something new.
I've got used the metal dice. 1.
1, something new.
Dealer's choice.
I'm going to roll a D100.
Is it the same rules? He gets to pick something up but doesn't get to use it? Just checking.
He picks up a butt plug. Who'd have thought?
What does he pick it up with?
He falls over.
Well, you have to wait till next turn to see him use it. So.
Dark Lords do dark things.
He's not a dog, he's Connor.
So he runs over and you see him go for what looks to be a massive sort of kite shield. He sort of slides his hand through, picks it up, still holding the orb and the sword, and he's just like, yes, this will do nicely.
Is he running towards us though?
No, he's maintaining his position at the moment.
Okay, so is one now a shield or is that replacing the sword?
One is now the shield, yeah.
Okay.
So,
And the sword is now Dealer's choice?
if he doesn't want to use it again, it will just be a reroll.
The notes here are crazy, but it's fine.
Totally fine. Egg.
Egg.
Is it time to do a thing?
Egg is absolutely
It is in fact time to do a thing.
Um,
Because by utilizing dash last turn,
Be in
I'm
range.
now within 35 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, little skittery noises as he, basically running to the closest plinth. And with basically a screech that you can all hear and a cry of friend, that resounds in your mind, but not the space. This little blobby thing with skittery legs jumps up onto one of the pillars and kind of bristles angrily towards Connor.
Blobby thing, or does it look like a brain?
It definitely looks like it might be a brain.
a few ridges in it.
It's a little smooth brain for being in a kobold, but
Oh my god.
It's a seed brain. It's like.
You just catapulted yourself
Okay,
over
that
yourself.
makes a lot of sense now.
we can see how many wrinkles I can get now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for devour intellect.
For sure. Okay.
So basically, I can run up to within 10 feet of him.
Yep.
He has a brain, so it checks the boxes in theory. And so the target must succeed on a DC 12 intelligence saving throw against the magic, or take 2d10 psychic damage.
Let's have a look. That is fail.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Correct.
A 9.
Okay,
He is
so.
a moron, isn't he?
I like this guy. He's like, hey.
The energy slams into Connor. He's like, ah!
I don't want to be thinking.
So do your psychic damage.
So that's a whole 4 psychic damage.
That's okay.
Um,
But I
But
Roll
I.
3d6.
Can I please roll a d6?
That's pretty.
Thank
Do
you.
you want a dark sparkles?
It's okay. You can have that.
The
First one's always the lucky one.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. So 9.
His intelligence is 8.
Oh,
Which means that as the waves of psychic energy rumble over Connor, he sort of stands there, drops the sword, and then drool starts coming out of his mouth as he is stunned and his intelligence score is reduced to 0. But wait, there's more. Ice Photo. That is unfortunately an action to do that, but your next thing is also.
Well played.
Seeing
I was
this.
like, when I told you you might have an opportunity to do something cool, I was like, this is probably that moment.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. So I'm going to float, further forward now. So I've moved 60 feet from the front of the room. So
Yep.
I should be now within 90 feet.
Yeah.
For sure. So I don't know what my encrusted, tentacle eye brain store thing does. But I will use my eye rays on Drillfest fellow. And I will first cast Paralyzing Ray on him. Hold on, was it? No, that's metagaming. Yeah, so Paralyzing Ray.
Paralyzing Ray. Alright.
Constitution 12.
Still do a Constitution without any disadvantage. That is a 14.
Son of a gun. And so now I will try to use Fear Ray on him.
Okay. It's a 14 again.
Now,
because it's wisdom, right?
that's it's wisdom. Yeah. So it does. He just melted faces with swords. Do I detect anything coming
You
from
just
this jewel encrusted?
slammed both of the rays into him, and he's just there, and he's just like, doesn't seem to really react.
Anything from my awesome jewel encrusted helmet? Do I just look really pretty with
The
it?
energy still hums.
Hums.
Yeah. We didn't try to use it. You shot eye rays.
Yeah, thinking that if I use the eye rays with the helmet. Okay.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. That's not how you use it.
Die my turn and think about my life choices.
Circus.
Another 40.
Alright, you're 20 feet away from him. Slobby's turn.
This is how I'm playing this game.
So Connor is currently in almost like a catatonic state.
Yeah.
I am going to run up behind him, throw my garrote around his neck.
Yep.
Pull him into a garrote grapple position.
Yep.
So he takes d6 plus 3
Hey,
damage.
but
Yep.
keep him alive.
So that's 9 points of damage.
Yep.
How's he looking?
We can beat it.
He's still alive.
Great. So as I'm kind of going to hear, oi, Egg, what's your plan?
Devour.
Oh
We
god.
can't kill him.
And just continue happy stick insect deaths.
Alright, okay.
As I'm feeding down.
Burn into me! Might be able to help you there. So that's my action, so I don't think I can make another one.
Correct.
I will pass the ball in.
Alright, Fruit, you're up.
So I'm the same distance as you are, if not. No, I'm a bit ahead of you.
I'm not fast. I'm just like,
Neither of we.
I'm buzzed to be 20 foot at the moment.
Let's go.
Totally should have pushed you along.
I am speed.
Should have pushed it.
If he tried to corner, he'd drift.
Yes, that's endangered just sounds funny. What you got, Fruit?
Yeah, I'm gonna open the flask.
Okay. Roll me another D100, please.
Is Luke going to be very happy about this? Is Luke going to be very happy about this?
Luke's not here.
He gets what he gets.
35.
35.
Not great.
Oh, you keep.
I need another flask. If it turns into like a babushka flask.
No. You uncork it. Nothing happens. It's empty.
Oh! Do it again. What? I mean, Andy, do it again.
It's definitely got a Kraken in it.
Yeah.
Gotta have one.
It is unfortunately an empty iron flask.
Oh my god.
It doesn't have to be my entire action.
That also
So,
means it's empty though. That means it can be filled.
Correct.
yeah, can I just. Do I have to do it?
Ghostbuster in.
Yeah, can I just be like, fuck you?
So you notice that it's empty, and you kind of like just start waving it towards him. Then he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Was he on a 0 at the moment?
Oh, it's that 20 though.
Get
I'm not even kidding. It's right there. Says it right there.
That says 1. What are you talking about?
So wait, do I have to roll a B to 20? Or no?
No. He makes the saving throw.
He's fucking drooling.
I know.
Yeah, but that's intelligence, not
His
wisdom.
intelligence is not affected. His intelligence doesn't affect his wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's totally
You can be a wise idiot.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like
that.
it's like the Spider-Man movie where Doctor Strange is trying to do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This is infuriating. I don't have to do anything else.
My helmet doesn't work, so you know.
No, you just have to try to figure out what
My
you
helmet
does.
That using it to do that is an action, correct?
That's the best thing you can do.
However,
100%.
as much as you've tried to not only release some sort of incredible beast from an iron flask, but also tried to pull Connor in, who, even in his vague state, instinctively, his mind has pushed back against the influence of the iron flask. It's his turn, which skips because he's stunned. Egg, it is your turn.
Egg don't kill, but severely maim.
No scrambling egg.
You do you, Egg.
You do it. You do it, you Egg.
Just this like happy cry, and basically,
It's cracked.
yeah. So
I got one of
this
these jokes.
little like brain on legs kind of crouches and then just springs forward, kind of latches to the side of this guy's head, helmet and all, and just
Disappears. You watch Connor's expression snap back, and hey, what's Connor doing?
Snap back to reality.
I'm gonna release the garrote.
yeah. The first thing you get is he's just like.
Oh, that's the signal.
And just, oh, I'm tall again.
So much room in here for activity.
Now, Devourer has become Connor himself by devouring his brain. You put the song out.
And I'm gonna do like the Akira skin now.
Yeah.
The cucumber's just like.
Buccaneer inside.
Let's get out of the way of the now presumably unstoppable sliding cube.
It's like the little step that was on.
I wouldn't have made it.
Just
Just
like,
Do like a little jelly truffle.
Now, being the phenomenal, incredible team player I am, are we still in combat?
no, that would be the end.
I want to try and use my helmet.
Okay.
I do this.
What are you focusing on in the yellow helmet? Which gem? You have opal, fire opal, diamond, or ruby.
I'm thinking about the purple.
Opal.
Opal? Okay, so as you focus on the opal, one of them flashes and then disintegrates, and a daylight spell is cast. A giant 60-foot radius sphere of light suddenly appears in the middle of the room.
And I am basically blinded.
I feel like we're getting like the end of like an anime sequence now. Just daylight fills the room after we've vanquished the.
Can I,
The Dark Tower floods outside. Probably back in the Dark World.
Still half the people that live
Sorry,
here.
yeah. Can I vacuum up obsidian into a flask? I'm like, but it's going back to that fucked battle axe thing with the stick. It's like legs and it's just like.
So, in the
Yeah,
interest of time, we are starting to burn the candle really lately. You start to hear a noise, and from the doorway, a loud yell comes as he's just like,
What the hell is going on here?
Hey, I'm dead. I don't have to deal with it.
Throw the flask.
The
you
ashes get
see
spooky.
Rack himself coming in, miasma sort of seeping off him, giant ethereal wings out as he's pulled some sort of blade, thinking he was coming in for a battle, but sees the people he's tasked with looking after the prisoners standing in the middle of the vault, some of them wearing his prized
I
artifacts.
put the scimitar on my back.
Connor, you!
He comes like staunching over and goes,
I will end this now.
Your lordship, if I may.
What?
And awful timing. But down the other end of the room, there is a bit of a visceral splat as, was egg, now shell, explodes. Because kobold underlings explode when they die 3 turns later.
What do you see?
this like viscera like rains down on you, and he's just like looking at you and just goes,
This is like 100 feet away. It's just on the wall
yeah.
up the edge.
He like looks back at you and just goes, what?
Just a little picture in his head. Art.
Well, you see, my lordship. I, Yoke, have done you a great service. You see, the son of your greatest enemy decided to slip his bonds via means of magical teleportation. And whilst I did disagree with the directive not to harm him, because I feel like that ship has sailed now. I do, however, present you one great gift. The son of your mortal enemy, now at your beck and command.
He kind of looks there, the sword drops for a second, and realizing what's happened, because you're an intellect devourer, that he didn't actually know, it kind of like...
I'll just send like a little like image of happy like sticky
He just goes... like lets out this maniacal laugh, and he's just like,
Well, now, ain't that an interesting development? Come, we have much work to do.
You made it.
The rest of you, you're all promoted.
Yeah.
We work on you. We have enough glue.
Like holding the flask. I'm like,
Ragnarak leads his new promoted minions of evil, one of them now going to be part of great machinations out of the vaults. That is where we're going to end tonight on Minions of Evil.
That was good.
Ah, we got it.
with only lots of brain damage.
There's so much going on. I'm very happy that these worked out and got that.
Yeah.
finish.
Is there a process at this Dark Tower for posthumous promotions?
Like you want to get her resurrected and
Oh, just
I don't think I care.
I mean, you know, I can pull rank eventually. We can wish you back.
Yeah, might happen. He seems pretty all powerful. Alright, well, it is super late. Thank you everybody who's tuned in to hang on. We actually spiked in the last hour to the best viewership of the episode. So we appreciate your support. We appreciate you watching us live. This will obviously go out on VOD for subscribers straight after this. We'll be on YouTube within a week. And yes, we have a bit of a schedule shake-up for October. We were going to have some Chronicles starting next week, but we are actually going to do another one-shot next week. There'll be a post on the socials about the whys and what that's going to look like. But yes, thank you all for joining us, and see you next Thursday.
Bye.
See you later.
I spoke over president.